solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Lowe's knows you want to get even more value for the holiday. That's why as a My Lowe's Rewards member, you get new member deals on holiday decor, tools, and more. And you earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards to help you save on holiday and more. Not a member? Join for free today at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards because Lowe's knows deals. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomeslaw.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Well, well, well. What a glorious Northern California sports weekend we just enjoyed. Came to the Golden One Center today, hoping against hope for some kind of good news. Drapes, we may actually have a sliver of good news today with word that Malik Monk is possibly going to play tonight. He's going to go through pregame warm-ups with the intent of playing tonight. So the way things went last night, the way things have been going for the Kings, I'll take it. That's some good news.
Well, here's the thing.
Fingers crossed.
We're at a critical point right now.
Yes, sir.
Of the season. And this is, we need all hands on deck. We can't wait another game or another week or anything like that. We need our guy back right now.
Yes.
This team needs a boost off the bench. You know what this team needs, Whitey, right now?
What's that?
They need some swagger, a boost of life, energy. It's like laying in a hospital bed and, they got the EKG or whatever that machine is called, the heart monitor.
Yeah.
We're like, beep, beep. We need a guy that brings us beep, 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 beep.
Are you saying right now?
Right.
Are we flatlined? Is that where we're going already?
That's where it seems like it's going. And so we need our guy Malik Monk back. And hopefully it all goes well today during this pregame routine.
Yeah.
And we get him back.
Mm-hmm. Mike Brown last night. I watched you and Mike Bibby last night.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job. How does it feel to be the only ones in the organization who can say, well, I did my job last night? Huh? How's that feel?
Huh? Good for you.
I mean, we bring our A game every night, but it was a tough show last night, man, because, and I was talking to some of the fans afterwards. Those are the kind of shows, Whitey, where me and Mike, we don't have the answers. We're as dumbfounded as everybody else. That's one of those shows where I want to hear from Mike Brown. I want to hear from De'Aaron. I want to hear from DeMar. What are they seeing? I want them to tell me what's happening, not leave it up to me and Mike Bibby to try and guess what's going on.
Mike Brown, as you know, I know you guys played some of his post game. He called out Sacramento's lack of urgency, lack of detail, and lack of physicality. There are some Kings fans today who are starting to feel like the sky is falling. I don't blame them one bit, Kyle. I don't know where it's going to go. Obviously, it's far too early to say, well, this thing's done. But I don't blame any fan who right now says, this isn't the way this is supposed to look.
No, you're right. I mean, what have we lost? 3 in a row now, 4 out of the last 5, I think it is. And the team just does not look connected. They don't look together. They don't look comfortable. They don't look good. It seems like, and we'll talk about this coming up in Drape's Take. We talk so much about momentum. Right now, this team is having some negative momentum. It's going the wrong way. They have to do something to try and get themselves out of this malaise that they're in right now.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think the Kings right now are who we thought they were, because we did think, right? We thought we knew, well, this is a good offensive team. You go back to the fourth quarter a week ago against Atlanta. They had, 15 points?
Yep.
Then you had, 12 in the first quarter against the Clippers Friday, and then 17 in the second quarter.
Why are you bringing up bad stuff, man?
Well, because that's where it is. And then last night in the fourth quarter, he had a 15-point quarter. So my point is, some of the things we assumed we could count on with this team right now, it's like, nope. I don't know what the problem is, but it's very, very bad. It's dire offensively.
Yeah, it is. But the problem, Whitey, too, is the first quarter last night, they scored 28. It's not great, but it's not horrible.
Right.
But you give up 37.
Yes.
The fourth quarter, you give up 20, but you only score 15.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the post-game show. I made this analogy last night as well. They can't do two things right at the same time.
Yeah.
Either the offense is going and the defense is letting them down.
Peanut butter but no jelly.
Right, peanut butter. And let me ask you this, because somebody said, because I said you either got Kool-Aid and no sugar. Is Kool-Aid now, do you still add sugar to Kool-Aid, or is it all mixed into one now?
I thought they mixed it into one starting in about 1969. But
Get out of here.
I could be wrong.
So you're saying I might have added the extra sugar. That
you
was
might
the
have,
sugar on
but
top.
I think there was a time when you had to add the sugar, but I thought that was even
no,
before
the little
your time.
packets I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
The little packets.
Right, yeah.
Make 2 quarts.
Yeah, you made your point.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, man. We always got the ham, but not the cheese,
Yes.
And so you make some toast, but don't have the butter. So that's what's happening with the Sacramento Kings, because everybody will say, well, it's the offense. But you give up 19 threes also last night. So it's the defense too. It's a little bit of both right now that's happening with this Kings team.
I think we overthink it sometimes. All of us. I'm not pointing any fingers, but, they get off to these bad starts. That's the problem. Well, they give up too many threes. They don't make enough threes. The bench is not consistent.
Yeah.
There's no production off the bench. This guy's not consistent. That guy's not consistent. The type of team that has those problems, a team is not very good. This team needs better players. Right now, the Kings, they're not bad. They're not a good team. They're a mediocre team. Now, there's still time to do something about that. But as we sit there and wonder, well, if they fix this, will that solve everything? It won't right now, because right now they need more talent. Whatever's going on with the bench, either somebody in the front office or ownership has to tell Mike, look, we got these guys, you got to play them. Or Mike is right, in which case you need to get better players. One of those things has to be true. And that's a dire circumstance you're facing right now and I know Malik coming back helps, but still when the coach only has, last night, the numbers of what they were asking on the bench. They don't have an NBA quality bench.
But
either they don't or the
Whitey.
coach doesn't think they do.
Well, Kings fans need to calm the hell down right now.
Not today.
We need to calm down, Whitey.
Not today.
Because I'm looking at the standings. Hey, you always say power rankings. You don't need it. You just look at the standings.
Right.
I'm looking at the Kings right now. 8-9. Not good by any. But hold on. They're a game behind Dallas. They're a game and a half behind Phoenix. Minnesota is a half game behind. All the so-called teams we thought would be great at the beginning of the year, they've sort of struggled to start the year. Denver, 9-6. Kings only 2 games behind. I looked at the standings. I got them up right here. The Kings are closer to the 3rd seed than they are the 15th seed, Whitey. And so I understand it feels dire. I understand they've hit a rough patch, but it's not the end of the, like, they still have time to turn it around. Can Minnesota say the same thing? They need to make some. Can Phoenix say the same thing? They need to make some changes. And how about Dallas, who's a game ahead of us? Should they blow it up and make some big changes too?
No, they also went to the finals last year. Phoenix also is missing Kevin Durant and Bradley
We were
Beal.
missing Malik Monk.
Yeah, but he's but I think Durant and Beal a little more crucial to their success. Those teams have had levels of success. This Kings team, and it's not just a record. You're right. You look at the standings. Obviously, it's November. They have every opportunity to turn this thing around. But they've been playing so badly. I don't think it's correct to just say, well, they got to work some things out or this or that. It's like they're playing really bad basketball right now. Something has to be addressed. What it is, what fixes it, I don't know. I think they need more talent.
Well, I mean, first of all, let's call it what it is. Guys need to be better. Yes. Guys have to play better.
Yes.
And I talked about it before the season, and I'll bring it up now. How much of a leash will Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, some of the others get? I said, give them 15 to 20 games. Then we can decide. We're 17 games in. We're starting to see they're consistently inconsistent right now.
Right.
But if it was that easy, Whitey, to get talent, everybody and their mom would be doing it right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy to just go out there. All right, let me go find a Derek White out there. Let me go get a Drew Holiday. Let me go get a KCP. You know what I mean? Like, what needs to happen is the dudes on this team need to be playing better right now.
Yes, they do.
You know, we're looking for somebody to come in and save the day, some magic trade, my boy John Collins or Kuzma or somebody. That's not going to make the difference. We need the guys here. We need Keegan to be better. We need Kevin to be better. We need Trey to be better. We need Mike. We need everybody to be better.
Right. But here's the problem. And I'm not coming down your road, but I'm staying on the path that I'm on here. 3 years in a row now. This is the 3rd year in a row which the Kings have had a bench that was like,
No. Mike Brown's first year was solid.
That wasn't a great bench.
It was okay. It was good. It was a good bench, Whitey. I'll give you last year and this year. 2 years ago, Mike's first year, his rotations were pretty much spot on. Like, it took him until December, but in December, he figured on the rotation. Terrence Davis, Chemezi, those guys gave us something. Last year, Chris Duarte and Sasha didn't give us anything. This year, our bench isn't giving us a whole lot as well. I'm gonna put the first year on its own little shelf. Can I? Is that okay to do that?
Sure, but I would say, I think you'd agree, but maybe not, that the bench that first year, we're talking about Beam Team 1, as TC likes to say, they felt that was an area in which they could be better. They could improve the bench. They didn't. And then this year, they haven't yet either. So it's just discouraging. You know, when fans look at it and say, wow, they're not very small. They're not very big, pardon me. They need more size, and they could use more shooting. And then here we are, almost December, still saying that. It's just discouraging, Drapes. It's not your fault. I'm not, like I said, I'm not coming down your road, but I'm not stepping off the road that I'm on.
But here's the thing, and I hear you, and I understand the frustration. This team has lost 3 games in a row. They've lost 4 out of 5. The injuries to Domas and DeMar and Malik have impacted this team. And I know 2 of those guys are back. Hopefully Malik's back tonight.
Right.
But the 3 games without DeMar, the 2 games without Domas, we were a different looking Kings team. We were De'Aaron Fox, and then everybody else tried to get in where they fit in. Now they're trying to readjust back to having DeMar out there. DeMar, to me, still isn't 100%. I don't know how you feel. No, I don't think he's 100% right now.
Right.
And Domas has to be better. I thought he could have been better last night. What, didn't take his first shot till the second quarter, I think it was?
All over a lot.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers. He has to be better. And so we could talk about the bench. We could talk about some of the others. But our stars got to be better also. I think tonight, obviously, you got OKC, you got Minnesota.
They're short-handed, but that's usually
I know, right?
spells doom for the Kings.
I just think, and when I look at the standings, the Kings are like a lot of other teams in the league right now trying to figure it out, trying to figure who they are. Dallas is still trying to figure it out. Phoenix with the injuries, we got to see what happens with Katie and Beal back. I know they're coming back. I look at a team, like, and we know New Orleans with the injuries, but Minnesota. What's going on with Minnesota? And Edwards, they just lost to Toronto 2 games ago.
Yes.
And so they're a team scuffling, trying to figure it out. And I've always said, I said this last year, Kings fans, and I look at Dallas and what they did at the trade deadline. How you play in November doesn't necessarily dictate how you're playing in February, March, and April. And so I understand we're panicking, we're nervous, we're scared, we're upset, but there's still a lot of time to be played. A lot of games left to be played.
Yes, and there's one tonight. Thank goodness Malik Monk may play, and we'll be right back to the Golden One Center with Drape State.
Yes.
This should be good today. Looking forward to that. Next on Sacktown Sports.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
There are Black Friday deals, and then there are Kohl's Black Friday deals. Where else can you get 40% off Levi's, up to 50% off Sephora fragrances, and home favorites for under $10, all in the same place? And it gets better. You can score extra Kohl's cash with $15 earned for every $50 spent. Get 15% off some of your finds, and save even more with limited time doorbusters, like 50% off toys. Select styles. Offers end November 29th. Coupons do not apply to Levi's and toys. Coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply to Sephora. Some restrictions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And now that the holidays are here, there is no better time than right now to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is back from now through January 2nd. You may say, Kyle, what is the Holiday Love Celebration? Well, let me tell you. At Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can discover exceptional offers on a new Mercedes-Benz, like the 2025 GLC 300 SUV. It's just $559 a month for 36 months. They also have a full lineup of SUVs, vans, electric vehicles, and of course, certified pre-owned vehicles with rates as low as 2.99% APR up to 72 months on select vehicles. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton believes in the true Mercedes car buying experience. So make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and see what a true car buying experience is really about. Or, of course, you can go online at mbofstockton.com.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes Takes coming right up from the Golden One. Before we get to that, I think we're about to find out if we're really good friends or just, work friends.
Okay.
Because I have to ask you a favor, and it's the type of thing that you only ask of a really good friend. Only a really good friend would say, yes, I'll do it for you.
Well, the answer is probably no, but I'll allow you, I'll let you, ask your favor.
Okay. I got a situation at home I need help with, and I have just a little tweak in my back, and I'm not able to do it right now.
I was about to say, they got pills for those kind of things nowadays. Right?
Yeah,
You started down there.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, it's a tweak
in the back.
So I can do it, but can't not right now, and I need it done. What it is I think there's something dead under our kitchen, and I just need somebody to go to the back of the house, go underneath the house, crawl to the front of the house. There's probably some water in there right now, so you might get a little muddy. Go out, find whatever it is. I give you a plastic bag, shovel it in there, whatever, bring it back out, and then we get rid of it. What do you think?
You know what? Before I even answer your question,
I can't get in there.
The fact that you said my answer would determine if we're friends or not, the fact that you would even ask me that question tells me you don't know me that well. You think I'm going to do anything that actually involves getting dirty? Getting on my hands?
I'll give you a nice overalls.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Don't make me ask my buddy Jay, because I know he'll do it.
Jay wouldn't do that. Whitey, come on now. We at a point now where we hire people for that. Like, dude, I'm about to be 50 years old. I'll tell you what. I lose a slipper or a shoe underneath the bed, I'm calling the kids up to come get it. I'm not even bending down under the bed, bro, let alone going under a house. Come on now.
Yeah.
So what's in there? A possum or what?
Maybe.
Is it
I don't
making
know.
noise? Or
no, it's gone. And it's like, whoa. It's
wow.
Yeah. Decomp. You ever smell it? Yeah.
So down there.
Yeah. So if you could just, and I know you guys are going to Minnesota, maybe after the game tonight, you swing by. It'll be dark there, make it a little more complicated.
Hey, man. No way, no how, man. I wouldn't even do it if it was my house.
Yeah.
Let alone your house.
Every day I wake up hoping that, okay, maybe the smell's gone, but it's not.
Oh,
I may have to get back under there. But
you
anyway.
got to hire somebody, man. You got to get on that.
They won't do it right. They'll say, oh, yeah, we got rid of it.
Right.
It'll still be under there. Yeah. Some people smelling a little bit of decomp around certain aspects of the Kings game right now.
Yes.
Perhaps. I don't know. Is that an overreaction? It's time for Drape's Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
All right, Sacramento Kings fans. I've been thinking about this ever since last night. Ever since today, I woke up today. How am I going to do Drape's Takes? What are going to be my takes from the weekend? Bad loss against the Clippers. Tough loss last night. And you know what I came up with, Whitey?
What's that?
For take number one. You ready for take number one?
Ready.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. That's my take. Like,
wow.
I'm dumbfounded. I am speechless.
By what exactly?
Mystified.
By what exactly?
By just how bad the team is playing right now. Just how disconnected they look. Just how disjointed they look right now. And the thing that bothers me the most about what we're seeing, and you see it a little bit in flashes, but for the most part, they almost look expressionless out there. Like they're shell-shocked. Like they can't believe how. And I'm watching last night's game, and they made a nice little run in the third quarter, scored 31 in the third. But even that 31 looked like they had to work extra hard for it. Nothing is coming easy for the Sacramento Kings team right now. You know, we got to get out more in transition. Haven't seen that. We got to get easier baskets. Haven't seen that. We can't even make free throws right now. And so when I look at this Kings team right now, I see a team, and I said this last week, Kings fans, and I'll say it again. We are in quicksand. We're playing basketball in mud, and what we need is somebody to come out, clean off the mud off our shoes, make it nice and clean for us, and get back to playing Kings ball. I was thinking this way. Mike Brown sees these guys every day. See them in practice. How do they look in practice? Like, I would imagine in practice is free-flowing, is good, and obviously it's no defense really out there, but maybe they need more spirited practices, more competitive practices, so that when they get into the game, the offense can be free-flowing again. This offense right now is stagnant.
Yes.
It's five guys on the floor who aren't on a string, who aren't connected. You got guys, and you can physically see it, Whitey. They're wondering, all right, should I cut here? What should I do there?
Absolutely.
Should I shoot? Should I pass? This team right now, I'm just talking about the way I'm visualizing it on the floor, looks like five guys that were just put together at the Folsom Lifetime to play pickup run, and they don't know each other's games and how to play with each other.
Ideally, with an offense like this, you got player movement, as we always say, and you got ball movement. And so many times, to your point, you have, and a lot of times it's Domas, and it's not his fault, but he'll get the ball at the high post, and everyone's standing there looking, and you can, like you say, you can look and you can see people almost like, should I? Is he going to go?
Yeah, right.
Do I go?
Right.
Yeah. And so you end up with the easiest offense in history to guard because no one is moving. One guy's holding the ball, doing nothing.
Yeah, and I'm about to look up some advanced stats as I continue Drape's takes here. My second take has to do with the bench. And everybody's going to say, well, they scored 9 points last night, 9 points Friday. We all know the bench needs to be better. But here's the issue I'm seeing with the bench right now. And we've talked about Mike Brown and his rotations and settling on one and everything like that. Case in point, Colby Jones. I thought against the Clippers, Colby Jones actually played pretty decent.
Yes.
He played solid basketball.
I love Colby Jones.
And so what wound up happening, Whitey, is, all right, Mike sees Colby play well Friday. I'm going to turn to him again on Sunday. Didn't get the same results. And that's what's happening with the bench right now. Mike is once again searching, trying to your point, find somebody that can play consistent minutes off the bench. Colby Jones looked good Friday. Last night, what happened? You know, we've seen Jordan look good, then not some nights. Doug McDermott it's like nobody can string together 2, 3, 4 games of good, solid basketball off the bench.
Yeah, and I heard you and Mike talk about that last night. And I know we've had that debate, and Kings fans are having that debate. Is it a matter of the coach needs to play them longer so they can find that, or is it the guys just have to play better when they're on the floor, which I think is what Mike ended up saying last night.
Yeah, and it's chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah.
It's chicken or the egg. And so I just feel like, you know, the bench, yes, has to be better. You know, ideally, Mike would settle on 3 or 4 guys, but those guys got to play better. Got to do better. All right, here's the advanced stat I wanted to bring up. Passes per game. Last year, I think Sacramento was top 3, I think it was.
I would guess so.
Passes per game.
Certainly 2 years ago.
Yeah. This year, I can't even count that high, Whitey. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 6. They're 17th in the league in passing. Now, let me ask you this. What does Mike Brown and this coaching staff preach? They preach 0.5. Move the ball. You can't be 0.5 when you're 17th in the league in passing. The ball is sticking, whether it's in Domas's hands, De'Aaron's hands, DeMar's hands. And what tends to happen, and what I'm seeing now from the Kings offensively, is that guys are trying to do it individually. DeMar, De'Aaron's trying to do it individually. Domas, instead of getting off the ball, moving it. So I'll say this. The offense that we're seeing from the Sacramento Kings right now is not the offense the coaches are coaching. This is a different version. And Mike said it against the Clippers the other night in the post game. Guys are not doing what they're told. And I was in the shoot around, Whitey. I was in the film session out there in LA, and I knew what the principles were. I knew what the points of emphasis. But then we get to the game, it's not happening for some reason.
Yeah, and that's the most frustrating thing for a lot of fans. It is for me, is just watching them and realizing that's not the team that we thought we were going to see. They're not playing the way they're supposed to play for whatever reason. But it's very frustrating.
And Mike didn't say this, but the tone of his voice after that Clippers loss, and if you read between the lines, and we'll have to see, it sounded to me like if you aren't doing what we're teaching, we're going to find somebody that does. If you aren't doing what we're coaching you to do, we're going to find somebody that does. He hasn't made any major lineup changes or roster moves or anything like that, but you could tell the frustration level is there because in practice is one thing, they get to the game is something else, Whitey.
The thing about Colby Jones that's frustrating is, last year when he played, he didn't play a lot, but I remember talking to the G-Man downstairs about this. It's like when he plays with some confidence, like he knows what he's doing. And this year, when he gets more minutes, last night he didn't play that way.
He didn't play.
Yeah.
Like the short stint against the Clippers, he looked good.
Yeah.
Last night, dude, Colby played 17 minutes. That's a lot for him.
Yes.
Didn't get much out of him. I don't know what it is, but guys have to be better. And so that's Drape's Takes. Jay, it is brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Woo! We'll take a timeout, then we'll look at some potential trade targets. How about that? You want to go there?
I guess. I'm just waiting to get the 49ers talk one of these years. I know you guys are.
Jay hasn't said a word yet. I wonder why.
Yeah, we can do trades. All right, let's do that.
And we'll get to the Niners as well. Coming up on Sacktown Sports.
Toyota's Black Friday sales event ends soon. Maximize your fuel efficiency and experience legendary Toyota dependability with the widest selection of hybrids to choose from.
Ready, set, let's go.
Shop 16 hybrid models, cars, trucks, and SUVs from the most reliable brand on the road. The clock is ticking on Toyota's Black Friday sales event. Hurry in. Don't miss out. Toyota. Let's go places.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com. This holiday season, create a fun and joyful memory for you and your loved ones. Come light the world and help those in need through the Giving Machine, November 16th through January 1st at the Westfield Galleria Mall in Roseville and in Modesto at Valley Fair Mall. Choose from local charities serving your community or from global charities worldwide. Come feel the Christmas spirit at the Giving Machine. Learn more at givingmachine.greatersacramentomodesto.org.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Trace, don't worry. We'll get to those 49ers. We got a little clarity this afternoon on Brock Purdy's situation.
Yes.
So we will get to that. And I'm actually a little worried about Jake because he's hardly said anything, you know. And
I mean, Niners fans are in their feelings right now. They're
No.
under a rock. You know what Niners fans are doing right now? They're in their bedroom, under their warm blankets, playing some Taylor Swift, crying right now. Like that's the kind of vibe it is for Niners fans, right? The realization that, you know what? It's over.
Well, it's tough because you think, it's over. And then there were glimpses yesterday, glimmers of hope, like they might get in this game again. And then right through Debo's hands and it's picked off. So
CMC fumble, whatever.
Yeah, every time you dare to start, even come close to believing again, it goes the other way. Kings fans are feeling similarly. How about this here from Ryan Williams-Art in the Chateau? You have 3 guys, Fox, DeRozan, Sabonis, all trying to grab the steering wheel. There needs to be some better communication and compromise out on that wood. Otherwise, the rhythm will never be. And then Ward says, I cried last night.
Damn, it's like that, Ward?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it'll be all right, bro. We win tonight. We feeling okay, a little bit better. That eases it.
That'd go a long ways.
Yeah, that
goes
goes
a long way. Go a long ways towards turning this thing around.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what needs to happen. Like, does De'Aaron need to light a fire? Does, Domas, like, what? Nobody, forget the numbers, people. Nobody's playing really well right now. And when I say that, you can look at the box score, Whitey, and say, oh, well, De'Aaron had 31 last night. But look at the way De'Aaron is playing. And I know it's out of necessity, but it's a lot of one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to your point, this is not Kings basketball, what we're seeing. We could score 100 or whatever it is we scored last night, but we're scoring it without playing the right way. Yeah, 103.
With,
you're not going to win it.
Yeah.
After scoring 88 the game before. Ooh, that's bad.
So there has to be some kind of adjustment made, doesn't there? The offense right now is not fully functional for 48 minutes. It just isn't.
It isn't. But
the simplest thing
it's on the players, though.
Yeah. But is there any tweak that can be done to help put them in position to play better? The simplest thing and the most common thing people say is, well, they got to push the ball more.
Right.
I don't know that that's true, but that's a pretty common answer.
I need to look at the tape. Look at the film. I sound like a coach, I know. And I sound like the Niners after yesterday's game. I heard that 1 billion times during the post.
You keep bringing it back to we'll get to that.
But I want to see why. First of all, the half court is one thing, but why we aren't pushing the pace in the full court as well. When Domas gets the rebound, is he bringing it up slowly? Are guys not sprinting?
Not as much last night, I don't think.
Yeah.
I didn't notice Domas bringing the ball up because that's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, I know that's one of the things.
So it seemed like, oh, maybe they're de-emphasizing that, but I don't know. Other teams are getting back well on them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm hesitant to say this. Maybe the Domas rip and run or grab and go and snatch and take off or whatever it is.
Crash and dash.
Maybe we need to see less of that.
To me, the crash and dash or the rip and run is almost the Kings equivalent of giving Debo the ball in the backfield. To me, they're kind of like, I think we've seen the best of that.
But it used to work,
right?
You know what I mean? Like you said, we've seen it be successful, but now we may need to be advancing the ball with the pass instead of the dribble.
Yeah,
I think that needs to happen more.
You actually move the ball quicker through the pass, as you well know.
Yep.
All right, I mentioned some trade targets. Thanks, Jay, for forwarding this along from Joe Cali Hoops on X. The Chicago Bulls are looking to trade Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic for Joe Cali Hoops. Joe Cali. That do anything for you? I know you're a big Zach LaVine guy.
Yeah, but I'm out on LaVine right now.
Are you?
Because it's a pipe dream. We don't have the assets to make it happen. I'm talking salary-wise even. Who are we giving up? Like, we don't have the salaries. We don't have the $20 million guy or 18 to 20 outside of Kevin Huerter and Trey Lyles. Like that, even that wouldn't come to it. So to me, Zach LaVine right now is a pipe dream. I'm looking at Vucevic though. I got to see. I just pulled up his page, and you might know this offhand, but I wanted to see his salary, how much he's.
I don't know.
It's around 20 million.
20. Okay. How am I going to make that work with Domas? Play him at the same time.
Yeah,
Vucevic is not a very good defender.
Yeah, that's one thing that concerns me. But he has shown the ability to knock down shots from behind the arc. And so maybe you put him as a more traditional 4 spot. Right now he's shooting 46.3% from 3. Last year was a down season, 29.4. Season before that, 35% from 3, Whitey. Hey, look at these numbers right here, Whitey. You might co-sign on this. 2020-21, split time with Orlando and Chicago. Vucevic, 40% from 3, 6.3 attempts per game from 3.
Needs shooting.
So he can shoot the rock. We've seen it. I don't know if that's the answer with us, but the subject is trade targets. He'd be a guy I'd kick the tires on. I'd see what it takes to get.
Yeah, if I had him, though, and I've always liked him, but then It's like I'm rebuilding that underperforming Bulls team from the last few years where I have DeRozan. It's like, who am I going to go get next? Going to hire Billy Donovan or what?
Come on.
What am I going to do? Why do I want to
But
be
they
that
didn't
team?
have De'Aaron Fox on their team. They didn't have Domas on their team. You brought up trade talk. Are you out on Vucevic? None of those names, ring a bell for you?
Vucevic is intriguing. Sure.
Yeah, I'd kick the tires on it.
A lot of people say that if you're going to play a true big next to Sabonis, it has to be somebody who can shoot from the outside, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
that's a guy.
good
That's
fit
a
there.
guy. We've seen him, be able to stretch the floor. But even him, I don't think moves the needle enough. I think you would need him and some additional pieces off the bench.
I do think you need two guys. And
Right.
maybe I'm just that down on the team right now, but I've been thinking about it. I think there's no one guy, unless you can somehow get some DNA and do a Wilt Chamberlain Jurassic Park scenario. That's the one guy. But other than that, I think you need two guys.
Yeah, you need to.
I don't know.
And
It's feasible.
The big issue for me, and you brought it up a little bit ago, this is, in my opinion, the second year where Mike hasn't had full trust in the bench.
Right.
That's a concern because Monty goes out, West goes out, they bring in these players. At the time, it sounds good. It sounds great, but they just aren't panning out. Where's my boy Doug McDermott at? Doug don't even get off the bench anymore. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is where, and I brought this up last week when we were talking about acquiring shooters. Well, we have had shooters. They just aren't shooting. What happens when guys come here? It's like outside of DeMar's playing his game, but even Chris Duarte, and I know everybody was down on him last year, but he's shown some flashes his rookie season. And then now he can't do anything. Sasha, the EuroLeague MVP, comes here, can't do anything. What's going on here?
It's a great question. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, in a way, and I know that DeMar DeRozan's better than Harrison Barnes. No question. Okay, but I watched this team, and yes, that was smart to get DeMar DeRozan in here, but you watch them, and in some ways, they miss Davion Mitchell and they miss Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
They miss what those guys brought them. And Harrison
Wow.
Barnes is the Western Conference Player of the Week. Because they brought a little bit of size in Harrison Barnes and some shooting, and Davion was a guy you could count on to play either guard position. They miss that kind of versatility. So again, I'm not saying they should not have acquired DeMar DeRozan, but there's something lacking, and some of it was supplied by those two guys last year.
Here's the thing, though, Whitey, and you're right. I actually like Davion. I like HB, but in the system, they weren't thriving. HB here would have never gotten Player of the Week in the Western Conference. He's thriving there in San Antonio. Kudos to him. I just think right now, Mike Brown, Jay Triano, their offense is read and react, play off each other. And it's important that guys know each other, understand each other, and are familiar with each other's game. We're not seeing that right now. And so I don't want to say it's necessarily the offense. I'm just saying these guys aren't a unit yet. They aren't together yet. We're trying to make them into the Golden State Warriors, but let's think about it. Steph, Clay, Draymond, they were with each other for years. We throw in DeMar DeRozan, and now we're, expecting it to be, swimmingly just like the Warriors do. It's going to take some time, but the problem is, as De'Aaron said, what did he say?
He said,
DeMar's got
I don't have
time.
as much. No, I have more time than DeMar, but I don't have time to waste. Yeah.
The Kings don't have time to waste.
Right.
We don't have a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons
Right.
for it to develop.
Right.
We need it now.
I'm sure we'll get back to that. And when we come right back, the 49ers, let's face it, they've gone from disappointing to embarrassing. We do have a Brock Purdy update, though, as well.
Yeah.
When we come back to the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Time to gear up. It's the Black Friday and Gold Saturday open house event at Roseville Power Sports, located at 360 North Sunrise Avenue. We're your home for the best deals on Can-Am side-by-sides, ATVs, and Ski-Doo snowmobiles. Now's the time to save thousands on a brand new Can-Am or Ski-Doo. And check out the all-new Can-Am Maverick R with an incredible 240 horsepower. The Maverick R is built to conquer any terrain, bringing unmatched power and excitement to your off-road adventures. Plus, save 30 to 50% on accessories, helmets, jackets, gear, everything you need to ride in style and safety. This Black Friday and Saturday only. And it's not just about the savings. It's an open house event you won't want to miss. Join us for food, prizes, and more this Black Friday. So head to Roseville Power Sports this Black Friday and Gold Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And let's kick off the holiday season with incredible deals and tons of fun. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Offers valid on 2024 and prior products while supplies last. Happy holidays from Roseville Power Sports.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We design, tinker, redesign, and obsess over every detail because we know the pros will too. Straight cuts, tight tolerances, clean lines. Again and again and again. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Offense got an opportunity to get going. They gave us an opportunity to get back in the game. And then to have those 3 turnovers that all 3 led to touchdowns, so 21 points. That's how you can embarrass.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sacktown Sports.
38-10, the final. Worst 49er defeat to the Packers in many, many, many years. And Kyle Shanahan said it right there. They were embarrassed. They were an embarrassment yesterday. To me, the most embarrassing moment was when they had 12 men on the field on consecutive plays.
Back to back.
Yeah. Now, one time, you can see that the Packers caught him, but then, okay, they caught him before the old Peyton Manning thing, starting to run the play before the guy gets off the field. But then they do it again on the next play.
Yeah. And you know what? It's like, and to me, that's coaching. The best coach teams are the most disciplined teams. And what you're seeing from the Niners now is a lack of discipline, White. You mentioned the back-to-back penalties. How about the false starts that we're seeing there? You know what I mean? The holding penalties. Like
those were terrible.
Terrible. And so this is an undisciplined Niners team that we're watching right now. And it's almost like, I don't want to compare it too much to like the old Raiders where they were, but they're their own worst enemy right now. And how about this, Whitey? To your point earlier, talking about the Niners and, there were some glimpses there that but every time it looked like they had a chance, they shot themselves in the foot.
Right.
Yeah.
The back-to-back 12 men on the field to me was most embarrassing. The most discouraging was the way Debo played. And like you say, there was a chance there. They get back in the game. And third down pass goes right through his hands and is intercepted. And then he didn't talk to the media.
That
afterward.
To me is upsetting.
Yeah.
Niners fans, you can't let that stand. Like, if you're going, and here's the thing about
lock in Debo.
Here's the thing about Debo, though. And I haven't seen it a whole lot this year. I haven't been watching, the pregame intros and everything. When it's all warm and sunny and fine, he's dancing with the boom box. He's doing his little dance coming out. But when things get a little tough, your squad gets their butt kicked, you make some errors out there on the field. Oh, I'm not talking to anybody. You got to face the music whether you win or lose, Debo.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a leader on this team, and you're nowhere to be found after the game.
It's possible he also is banged up, but if you're out there, you got to make that play. And I know, also the false starts had to do with the cadence of a different quarterback. And there was at least one other pass where I think it was Saubert was kind of handcuffed by a throw because the timing was different. But you still have to make that play. And that's one of the big problems with the 49ers this year. Their best players have not been making big plays.
Yeah, you're right about their stars aren't acting like stars. And it's and even CMC, and I know we'll talk about him. He doesn't look good. Debo doesn't look good. And the thing about it is, we go into that game saying, oh, man, Brock Purdy's out. Brandon Allen ain't lose that game.
Yeah, he played okay.
He was okay. I mean, he wasn't fantastic, but he was okay.
Right.
The defense couldn't get off the field. They couldn't stop the ground game. They couldn't get their own ground game going. The penalties, the interceptions, the stars not making plays. I'm watching, I forget, it was Dante Whitner last night on the postgame show. Him and our guy Rod Brooks talking about it. When you have a backup quarterback, the other players are supposed to help him out. Brandon Allen didn't get any help, maybe from George Kittle. That's about it. He didn't get any help from anybody else. And I'll throw it a step farther, Whitey. He didn't get help from his head coach either. I think Kyle Shanahan, I don't want to say he lost the team, but he's at his wits' end. He doesn't know how to correct what's happening. Rod Brooks went on for about 10 minutes, it seemed like yesterday, and he kept, where the hell is J.P. Mason?
I know.
J.P. was running like Herschel Walker to start the season.
Baffling.
Now the dude gets one carry.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here?
I don't know. That's a great question. To me, it seems that Shanahan is just in denial, and he thinks, CMC's going to find it at some point, and for us to win a Super Bowl, we need him back at full strength. So only way we're going to find that is to keep playing him, and it's like he's just not facing what the reality is of the situation right now.
I mean,
he's going nowhere on the bread and butter of their offense, right? The wide zone.
You got to coach to win games right now.
Yes.
You need wins right now. This ain't about development. This ain't about week 16, 17 playoffs. You're back. this is a must-win, Whitey. This is a must-win coming up against the Buffalo Bills because this loss would drop you to 5-7. And sure, you're still in it right now.
Isn't that bizarre? You're right, they are, but isn't that incredibly bizarre?
Right.
5-6, and they're like, oh, we still got a shot.
We still got a shot because your division is trash.
Yeah.
Washington's falling apart also, so maybe you could slide into that wild card spot.
Wow.
That's not all, figured out just yet. But no, man, it's what happened yesterday. And I texted you guys the Denny Green meme. They are who we thought they were. That was the kind of game I expected.
Yeah.
Without so many players, this team is banged up emotionally, physically, roster-wise. You go on the road to Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, tough, hard-nosed runner, but it wasn't even Josh Jacobs. Their offensive line control things too.
Yeah. Jordan Love didn't play that well.
No, Jordan Love didn't play great at all. And so I don't know where they go for here. The only thing the Niners have now is hope. They don't have anything else to point to. Give me something else concrete. Oh, easy schedule coming up. Nope, can't say that. Oh, once CMC nope, can't say that. All you got is a hope that maybe, just maybe, they can get hot, but we haven't seen that at all.
Did you like my Brandon Allen, Joe Montana?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
When did you send that? When did you send that? I wanted to figure out when you sent that. Like, after which play was it?
I don't remember. But I know you've been compiling your list.
Oh, you got another one? Yeah.
No, actually, I don't.
Oh.
Tell him to put that back in the bag.
Yeah. Oh, he was in a hurry.
You see how quick he went over there?
Yes. I've never seen him move that fast. Keyshawn Nixon of the Packers said, it's the NFL. It's not an excuse. We didn't have our quarterback. We won 3 games. So we don't want to hear that. We came to play. They should have come to play.
They should have.
Yeah. Well, they know their quarterbacks. So what?
Right.
Good for him.
You know what the problem is, Whitey? And Jay, I'm going to call your team like I see it, big fella.
Please do.
The Niners are soft. They are Charmin soft.
They are.
They're not tough up the middle. They're not tough, where's the intestinal fortitude, if you will? They look like a broken team to me right now.
Didn't their center get called for a false start yesterday? I'm thinking, how does the center
with the ball
get called for a false start?
It's a pump fake. I've seen it before. Where they kind of pump fake
that's
it.
What it was. Yeah, it was a little pump
like that
fake.
pump fake.
Yeah.
The fake snap.
It's I don't know where they go from here, fellas.
They go to Buffalo.
They go to Buffalo.
They go to where they go.
They
go to this year is this year's almost a wash, fellas. We're at the point where they have to start to think about shutting some folks down. I know the green law window has been open today. I think for me, it's all about does he have enough to come back? And I think you have to make a decision before you re-sign him. And I think that's what they're going to look at with Greenlaw. Because in retrospect, there's really no reason for him to come back. I think the same thing with Talanoa Hufanga. It's time to really analyze and decide, are these guys going to be in the Niners' future? But this year, mathematically, they're not out of the course. And as you guys have talked about, the NFC West right now is in shambles. We said 10-7, a 9-8 may win this division at this point. And fortunately and unfortunately, however you see it, the 49ers, with them not mathematically being out, and it's crazy, is even if they lose to Buffalo, which I think they will, and even if you give them the loss against Detroit, if they win the rest of the games, they're 9-8, and they could win this division. And I'm hoping that
they can't lose any more division games.
True.
That's the key.
Very
right?
true. Very true.
They got Cardinals and Rams still left in the division. They can't lose any of it because you can't be 2-4 and win the division.
Brock Purdy did some light throwing today without an issue. According to Shanahan, he'll rest tomorrow, then see how it feels as the week goes on. That's per Nick Wagner on X. Before we break, here's my question for you, Jay. Just your opinion. If this were college football, would the 49ers be in a bowl game this year or not? And I mean, I'm not saying the playoff. Would they even be in a bowl game this year?
Yeah, because the bowls take the big names, the banners, the big schools.
Yeah.
So they'd be like in the the Cheez-It Bowl or the Sun Bowl in Arizona.
Bowl,
yeah. They'd take the
Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah, what's the one that's played in El Paso or UTEP? I can't think of that one, but they'd be like in something like that.
Yeah, the old Astro Bluebonnet Bowl.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you play the Chester Cheetos Bowl, and you play like New Mexico. That's where the 49ers would be right
that's
now.
like the first bowl game of the year.
Yeah.
Too,
That's where they're headed.
December 7th.
December 4th. right.
The Bacardi Bowl.
Yeah, oh, that's messed up.
Mike Brown, is he not playing players enough, or is the bench not good enough? Something has to give one way or the other. We're back with that next on Sacktown Sports.
Total Wine and More. Find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore.
With curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
With the cooler seasons upon us, Advanced Infusion Center remains focused on your health and comfort. Whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or in need of IV therapy, we provide tailored treatments to meet your unique needs. Our caring team is here to make sure your experience is safe, comfortable, and stress-free. With convenient locations in Sacramento and Yuba and flexible scheduling, you can easily access the care you deserve. Explore Advanced Infusion Therapy today. Visit advancedinfusion.com for compassionate care right where you need it.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
It's awfully early for this, but some Kings fans are so discouraged that some people in the Chateau are suggesting that the Kings bring Royale back just to break the curse, just to break the jinx.
They should. They should. And somebody said I look like Royale with this NBC Sports blue shirt on here.
Well, you're such a big fan, you probably take that as a compliment, don't you?
I tell you
Royale.
Yeah, I am. I mean, and I don't know if you've seen some of the swag they got in the stores.
Just what you've worn.
It's actually pretty decent stuff, man. Mm-hmm. They got a gray sweatshirt with Royale and blue and white. It's pretty solid. I might get it today.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, I'm serious, man.
You look good.
Like, yeah.
What you wore last week looked good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. The Kings not doing very well lately, but they might get Malik back tonight. What's your gut tell you? He's supposed to go through pregame with the intent of playing. He's going to play, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You know, I saw Malik on the road trip to L.A. last week, and, you know, he looked like normal Malik, nothing on the ankle I saw or anything like that. And so I think he is going to play today. I felt like he was close Friday against the Clippers, and there was a possibility. And so I do think he's going to play today.
Before we get into Mike Brown and the bench conundrum, let's see what some of these smartest listeners in radio think here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. David's been hanging on. Hey, David, you're on the Drive Guys. What's going on?
Hey, guys, two things. One for the Niners, one for the Kings. Debo, you're immature. Shanahan, you're a capital P. And the Kings have made enough moves the guys that we have on the roster need to step up or ship out, but the Kings fans are going to be there no matter what. So make it happen. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Ooh, he coming in with the heat.
Firing off, fellas.
I know, right? Dang.
I get them though. There's high frustration among the area, and that just call it NorCal, Northern California, amongst the city of trees. If you are a Niner and a Kings fan, and I mean, we could add a few other things in there too, but it is high frustration. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think you feel. I mean, I feel this way to a degree. I think fans that you're talking about feel a little almost duped. Like, wait a minute, this wasn't supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a letdown anytime your team doesn't play as well as you hope. But it's more than that. I think there's more about, hey, come on, these teams are better than that. What's going on?
Right. Yes, I think, we haven't seen the best of either team. I will say I feel like there is a little difference. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like there's a sense of resignation among Niners fans right now, where I think Kings fans still have legitimate hope that they can turn this thing around. Maybe starting tonight, maybe with the Malik Monk coming back, but the frustration is there, but it seems more of a live frustration, whereas Niners feels a little more defeated, like, damn, this is what it is.
You know what David said about Kyle Shanahan there? That's one of the nicer things I've heard or seen said about Kyle Shanahan today. Actually, people are ready to come for him.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, and Jay has talked about it. The dude isn't adapting at all, and we talked about J.P. Mason, and they mentioned it on the post-game show on NBC Sports Bay Area.
He ran that sweet reverse lateral pass play yesterday.
Yeah, yes. And here's why not a two-back set with him and CMC out there? Like, the playbook doesn't seem to be evolving that much anymore with Shanahan.
I think a big part of that is when you can't run the ball, then the whole offense looks bad. And some of that is on him. I know. Well, you have to figure it out. But when they're not able to run the ball, that everything is based on that.
Right.
Then you're in trouble. That's been a problem all year.
What happened to the ground game, though? No, J.P. Mason was running the ball.
He was.
They were,
You're right.
But then,
and Garendo at times too.
Yeah. But then what happened is the offensive line not performing like it was earlier. Is CMC not, what J.P. Mason was earlier? And so, or has defenses figured it out?
Trent Williams leading for CMC on the zone stretch is just, that used to be like, look out, we're dominating. Now it's almost a little embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. And, what's so embarrassing about it is this is CMC out there. This is the offensive player of the year, and they can't do nothing with it. It's like they're trying to feed their bell cow, their star.
But are they pretending that he's still better than he is right now? That's what gets me. It seems like Shanahan will not acknowledge that he's limited right now.
Stubborn.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's really bad. And here's the thing too, White.
It's like having a guard who can't, starting two guard who can't make a three, but you keep throwing him out there.
Right.
And he keeps missing threes. Just, totally hypothetical.
And who knows? Is it the injury? Is it age? That's the question with a lot of these guys. Did they become old? Are they not as fast? Are they not, have the same kind of burst that they had last season? A lot of people are saying that those trips to the Super Bowl and deep playoff runs take a toll on them. All of that could be a factor out there, I think, for them.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to join the conversation. How about Ashley? Been hanging on Sacktown Sports. Hey, Ashley, what can we do for you?
Hey, so I have a take on what I think could be wrong with the Kings. And what I think that is I think we actually might just need a little bit more passing and a little bit more high IQ players. I think there's times where we go a little bit too frantic and just kind of go too quick, and it makes it to where some of our players just pass or the extra pass, and sometimes I feel like they try to force going to the lane themselves in a transition opportunity instead of getting a spray three that's open, or instead of trying to involve some of our other teammates.
Thank you, Ashley. You may be right, and I think you mentioned it earlier, Drapes, that it's kind of a read and react.
Yeah.
And it's like no one's reading the same thing.
Right? They're like a second slow or two.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I got to go this way now. Like it's
Everything seems forced. Yeah. Yeah.
And Mike Brown, has tried to take more ownership of the offense, calling some more plays and things like that. Like, think about it. Against the Clippers, first half, second half, he said, I didn't call any plays. I just let them. And so I don't know. I don't know where we go with this offense. Let me ask you this, though. I know the offense has not looked good, but how much of it is they aren't making shots?
That's a huge part of it.
You know what I mean?
Even last night, if you look at the numbers, if you're going to be Bobby box score, you say, how'd they shoot the 3-ball? You're like, 36%. Well, that's not bad. But there was only 2 guys that shot the 3-ball well, Fox and Keon. Nobody else shot the ball well from 3.
Right.
So you had 2 guys basically. The team didn't shoot the ball well. 2 guys did, and there was too many times when, like, poor Kevin Herter, that shot he had from the corner, the roof would have come off the place.
Yeah.
But you could see as soon as he let it go, like, that's not going.
He had the open look there in front of us there.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a little deep dive on some of the numbers here. 6 feet plus wide open Kings shooting percentage from 3. And I want to put some context to this because we're talking about whether, it's a make or miss if they hit some shots. Cleveland is number 1 in the league in terms of percentage, 3-point percentage when they are wide open. They hit 48.9% of their wide open threes, 6 feet or more, the closest defender. Sacramento, 39.2, which is higher than it was. They're actually doing better. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. They're 16th in the league in 3-point shooting, wide open threes. How about open threes? 4 to 6 feet, closest defender. Minnesota, 38.7. Clippers, 38.7. Denver, 38.3. Sacramento, 26.8.
And where does that rank them?
Second to last.
Wow.
Only the Sixers are worse at 25 point.
What is it with the Clippers? Well, they play the Clippers.
Right.
They barely even can hit the backboard.
Dude, you know what it is with the Clippers? I'll tell you. And it was almost the same thing with the Pelicans. The Clippers, they got James Harden, but everybody else on that team get it out the mud. They play hard. They play tough. This Brooklyn team, Jordy got them playing hard, Whitey.
Yeah.
Like they're sprinting.
I know.
While our guys were jogging.
Yeah.
Did you watch pregame last night?
I was not able to.
Oh, you missed it.
Yeah.
We had a segment where we broke it down against the Clippers, where we watched the Clippers players sprint back on offense and get easy layups while our guys were jogging. That's what you're seeing out there. We talk about how come our guys aren't playing fast because they're jogging out there.
Well, I didn't see that, but if that's going on, we always throw that word around, but it's truly unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And I've been in the meetings. Mike shows these clips. Kevin, De'Aaron, Domas, look at this. So they get the rebound. A guy will start neck and neck with our guy at the free throw line. Then by the time they get to the other free throw line, they're 3 or 4 steps ahead. It's like, our guys aren't playing hard enough right now. That's what it is. Let's call it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't playing hard enough.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We'll get back to Mike Brown's bench conundrum when we return to the Goal One Center. Hey, Malik's coming back tonight, hopefully. So some things to feel good about here with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
My ball just went out and caught the ball. Touchdown!
Listen on Sacktown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
Quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports 1140.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Kyle Draper for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's that time of year. You know what time of year it is. The Mercedes-Benz Vans year-end sales event is underway. Don't think twice because it's the perfect opportunity to take your drive to the next level. They're perfect for any business needs. Mercedes-Benz vans, they offer a wide range of commercial vehicles. Trust me on this. They got Sprinter vans. You could turn it into a worker cargo van, a worker passenger van, or how about just a plain old passenger van? I could do that also. They're fully customizable. And one of the things I love about their Sprinter vans, I'm a big guy. I could fit in them comfortably. So now is the time to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They can help you with all your van needs. Ask about customer cash and even special financing options. And business owners, now is the time to take advantage of those year-end tax breaks. So take the short drive down I-5 or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them your boy Drape sent you.
Kings Black Friday deals are here. Cheer on the Sacramento Kings with slam dunk deals this holiday season. Save up to 25% on Kings tickets. Take 20% off Kings gear in the team store. You can even elevate your game day with 20% off experiences on the Kings home court at Golden One Center. Don't miss out on scoring these deals for all the Kings fans on your list. These incredible deals are only here for a limited time. Check out all the offers for tickets, gear, experiences, and more at kings.com/Black Friday.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
You know, the Warriors are without DeAnthony Meltdown, unfortunately. He's a good player. They're going to miss him.
Yeah.
But now they have an exception, disabled player exception, that they could use if they want to, obviously. And so there's been a lot of talk already, speculation about what type of player they might pursue, whether they're going to use that or not. And you hear names like Dante DiVincenzo being thrown around. Again, not necessarily by people who say, oh, they're talking, but just people looking at it, observers saying, hey, that could happen. If the Warriors go out and they get a good player to come in, and I know they have that exception that the Kings don't have, but if the Warriors go out and get somebody and the Kings don't do anything, I'm going to throw up, Drapes.
I'm with you. And not only that, Whitey, how many times have we seen this in recent years? Oh, just wait till the trade deadline. We got to give Monty a chance.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens. And so this year, I'm looking at case in point last year. Dallas went for it.
Yes.
And it worked out.
It did.
And those were guys we had talked about.
And they took some risks. That was not a sure thing.
Right.
They assumed the risk and they went to the finals.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. And so, no, if the Warriors do something and they get a name or somebody that we've talked about or on our radar, it'll piss me off too.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Kay has been hanging on. Hey, Kay, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're on the radio. But not
I was just talking about the little Niner game. You know, I think it's our defense. You understand? Is they can't stop the run and they can't stop the quarterback scramble. It's like I don't know what it is. If they get that fixed, I think we got action.
All right,
Kay.
Thank you, Kay. Appreciate that. Of course, don't put this down on your list of excuses, but no Bosa yesterday. He's a pretty good player.
Good player. But Kay can say that, but the offense hasn't been good either. Like, come on now. Your offense hasn't been good. I mean, how many times have we seen the Niners, and I'm not just talking yesterday, with 7 points at the half.
Yeah.
10 points at the half.
And Brandon Allen even said it yesterday. I think it was Brandon Allen. Maybe it was Kittle said, you know, the way we were barely on the field in the first half, that doesn't make the defense's job any easier.
Yeah, that's true. And it's same thing with the Kings, though, Whitey. Neither side can say, you know what, we're doing our job. Defense not playing well for Sacramento. Offense not playing well. Same thing for the Niners. And those two teams are in similar positions now with trying to figure it out. The Niners obviously a little farther into their season than the Kings are, but they're both scuffling right now.
The defense with the Kings, it's a conundrum because last night they got lit up from the 3-point line, right? They only gave up 108.
Right.
So, and if you look at the defensive ratings, it's not bad. I mean, it's where a couple years ago we would have said, oh, we'd love it if the Kings are just anywhere near the top 10. But they give up so many open threes and teams make them.
Yeah.
And if you watch the Kings closely, I've been watching this really closely this year. When the ball's on one side of the floor, the weak side defenders come as far over as they're allowed to legally because the Kings do not want dribble penetration. They just want to protect the paint. I think they want to protect Domas from foul trouble too. So what that means is that they're not staying connected to the guys they're guarding in the corner. Teams reverse the ball, and that's why they got open shooters along the perimeter. But I still think as much as it stings when those shots go in, overall, I think the defense has been effective, haven't they? It's a conundrum. That's why I'm asking. It's
you know what, Whitey? You know what? Because I'm trying to figure it out too, along with you. And you're right. The defensive rating, 14th right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. But I look at the points and their games just aren't fast paced anymore.
Right.
And so I don't think there are as many possessions out there for teams to get scored. I'm looking at field goal percentage defense. Let me pull that up. Because to me, that's a telltale sign.
Right.
Because it's like, are teams just getting hot against us and shooting well against us? Or are we just not good defensively and leaving them open? And I feel like, the Kings defense is leaving guys open, leaving people open. All right, opponents' field goal percentage. Got it right here. Sacramento. OKC's number one. We're going to see them tonight at 42.1%. Teams are shooting 42.1% against
teams
OKC.
Are practically shooting that from the 3-point line.
Yes. Against the Kings, we're tied for 10th, though, 45.4. But then you look at opponents' 3-point percentage. Warriors, opponents' 3-point percentage, 30.9, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento, got to go all the way down, Whitey. I got to scroll up and then scroll back down because it's so far. 37.7%.
Yeah.
But you're going to lose a lot of games.
But I think a lot of that is by design. They pick their poison. I think they protect the paint at the expense of leaving guys open on the perimeter. I think that's how they're choosing to play it. And that's what Mike Brown says. It can still be better. And he always says this, we're not closing out properly. But if you look at the way they're playing, and obviously he knows a lot more about this than I do. I understand it. But if you look at the way they're playing, sometimes a weak side defender and the Kings, when the ball's reversed, you got a lot of ground to cover to get out on the shooter.
But here's the thing.
That's why I think Dougie McDermott doesn't play much. I don't think he's quick enough to get out there.
And you might be right. But if that's the case, I remember these guys for halftime show guys. These guys are pretty cool. If that's the case, then Mike, Luke, the staff, they got to look at the numbers because here's the thing, Whitey.
But the numbers overall are pretty good.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
But they're giving up the third most 3-point attempt.
No, but in the overall scheme of things, if the defense is effective.
But the problem is we're giving up threes, but we're only getting 2.
I know.
That's where the team. So our defense is allowing teams to shoot 37.7, which is, what was it? I forget the number it was. It wasn't good in the league. But then we're also giving up a lot of threes. Last year, teams shot well against us, but we limited their attempts.
Mm-hmm.
So now, we had a graphic on the post game. I think you saw this. How many times have we given up 17 or 18 or more
18,
threes?
19, 20, yeah.
20, and we're only 17 games in.
Right.
It's way too many that we're giving up right now.
Mm-hmm. What about the bench? If I tell you I think one of these two things has to happen, tell me which one should happen or tell me if I'm wrong. One, front office ownership has to go to Mike and say, Mike, you got to play these guys. We got these guys. You're not playing them enough. Or 2, Mike is right not to play them, in which case they need to go get better players. Doesn't one of those two things have to happen with the bench? Or would you suggest maybe there's a third option, which is continue to hope they find some combination that works?
What about the third or fourth option where if you're a player, play better.
I know. Yes.
Give me 2 or 3 games of because he tried that with Kobe Jones. We just talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe played a decent Friday. Try him again. Not the same. Doug, one game, okay, he looks solid. The next game, what the hell happened? And you said it 2-3 weeks ago. Mike's chasing wins.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to put the guys out there night in and night out that are going to help him win basketball games. Right now, they can only count on 3 guys.
I saw Frankie tweeted something today. I think De'Aaron and DeMar DeRozan are 1 and 2 in minutes played, which on the one hand, maybe you say, well, of course they are, but is that sustainable?
Like
I know
the league?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know DeMar is he led the league in minutes last year, didn't he?
Yeah. I got.
But
the
as you
minutes
said,
right here.
you can tell he's not 100% right now.
Yeah. So Mikal Bridges is number 1, 38.2.
I apologize, and I misspoke. Let me see what he tweeted.
Yeah, let me know what he tweeted. Fox is, and this is, Jokic only played 12 games, so I don't know if he necessarily qualifies. Fox, 37.8. Yeah, let me know what Frankie tweeted, because the numbers I have are different.
Okay,
than,
I think that's my mistake, not his, but I'll let you know. But either way, they're playing a lot of minutes, right? I mean, there's no question.
Yeah, they're playing. I mean, De'Aaron Fox playing 37.8 minutes, according to NBA.com right now. Domas is playing 36.6 minutes.
It's minutes played, not minutes per game. Frankie says.
Oh, total minutes?
Top 2 players on the NBA's minutes leaderboard play for the Kings.
All right.
Fox at 642, and Keegan actually is second.
Yeah.
Keegan at 627.
Yeah.
Not DeMar, it's Keegan.
Not to shoot our guy down or anything, but I'm never a total minutes guy or a total points guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at the end of the season, but our guys have played 17 games. Some teams have only played 14 games, 15 games. And so, I look at minutes per game. How about this, White? When he plays, Kevin Durant plays 38.8 minutes per game. That's a lot for an older guy like him with injury history and things like that.
Yeah.
Jokic is 38.1.
To the point you made and the point you guys made on your post-game show, Frankie also says the Kings have allowed teams to make 19 or more triples in 5 games this season. That's tied for the most in the NBA. And
I need to look at the numbers in terms of the research, Whitey, when teams, like how many times, and I think we had this discussion maybe in the offseason or last season or earlier, that whoever wins the 3-point battle, do they win the game? And I'm not talking percentage. I'm talking total number of threes. Because I feel like that's the Celtics' idea. Get up 50 threes. It's not about how many you shoot or how many you make. It's about how many you
they also
shoot.
defend them well,
and
too.
they do that as well. But if teams are hitting 23s against us and we're, hitting 12, we got to make up that some other way, some other ground. We got to be extremely efficient 2-point, which we were to start the season. That's tailed back. And we got to be great at the free throw line. That hasn't been the case last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many areas where we can point and say, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We got to do this better. We got to do this better. Right now, man, nothing seems to be working.
Mm-hmm. Would you risk mortgaging your future to turn this season around? We'll get to that when we come back to the Golden One Center. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys.
Y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here, so drop that jingle.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. Well-qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence available now.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
It's Black Friday all month long at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
Missed shots, missed free throws. Simple as that. They had some big shots. They had some big shots. We missed a lot of shots. Like you said, we only scored 15 points in the fourth. That was we had it right there. We just couldn't score when we needed to.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
DeMar DeRozan last night after a tough loss to the Nets. It reminds me, Drapes, hearing him talk there, reminds me of what you said about being on the post game where you and Mike Bibby, you guys are trying to figure it out. And clearly there, DeMar DeRozan is just at a loss. What happened? He didn't know what happened. We missed shots. They made shots. It speaks to, as you said, the fact that the Kings seem a little confused themselves about their current predicament.
Yeah. I mean, because you said it too, Whitey. The shots are there. Kevin Huerter had the wide open above the break 3 and just didn't make it. How many times have we seen Keegan just not make shots? And, I'm looking, I got the stats right here. I've been playing around with these stats all day because I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. Like, I'm trying to look for numbers that can tell me, all right, this is what's happening with this team. How can they be better? Is it just knock it down shots? For instance, I had the 3-point percentage with closest the closest defender 3-point percentage. I had that stat earlier about the Kings and how they're second to last, I think it was. Let's look at attempts, Whitey. Closest defender 4 to 6 feet, wide open. Wow. Celtics generate 21.6 wide open threes or open 3-pointers. That's not even wide open. That's just open looks. The Kings as a team, 13.2. So the Celtics are getting 8 more open threes than us. And then I look at wide open threes.
One of the reasons for that is because they have so many more players that have more gravity.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. You got to pay attention to them a little bit.
Yeah, you can't sit back and let any of those guys let it fly, or they'll make it. With the Kings right now, you can afford with some of these guys to let them shoot it.
Exactly. Kings, meanwhile, wide open threes. They're near the bottom half of the league. Like, it's they're generating some good shots, but then they're not making them. And we had this discussion last week. You said we need to bring in shooters, but don't we have shooters?
I don't know.
But they just
allegedly,
like Jerry said, we need makers.
That's the whole key to the whole
Thanks,
thing.
Selena. All right, girlfriend. Thanks.
Thank you. That's the key to the whole thing. Is it a matter of patience? The shots are going to fall, or is it a matter of no? Some of these guys are not, for whatever reason, as good of shooters as we all thought. I don't know the answer. I don't know. By the way, in the chat here, we have from Linda Harold Drapes.
Oh, shoot.
I am a very sad Kings fan. After waiting months for basketball season, it's very hard watching Buddy Hield lead the Warriors to first place while the Kings can't win, says Linda. Big Drapes fan.
Yeah, fan of show, friend of show. I know Linda. You know what? I was thinking this earlier, Whitey, as I was driving. We're only 17 games in, but I feel like I've been through the ringer this season already. Like, I feel like this season is already like 50 games in, and it just – the weight of this season on our shoulders, first of all, the travel and the amount of games that are coming fast and furious. But we're just 20%. We still got 80% of the season left, if you will. There's still time to turn it around. And people are like, oh, Drapes, you're just being a homer. You're just saying that because you sit next to Mike Brown during the broadcast and everything like that. No. If I know they're playing bad, Whitey, but do you believe that they're a bad team? Like, when it's all said and done, are we a bad team with this roster?
They're not a bad team, but they're not a good team either right now. They are mediocre. They're like the very definition of mediocrity. They're not a bad team, but they're not a good team. You look at a lot of the numbers, like I know we both do.
Yeah,
look at the rankings,
look at the
and they're
numbers.
mid-pack on a lot of stuff, and they're below mid-pack on a lot of things. Right now, this is not a good team, nor are they a bad team. And we expected better than that. How about this from Ryan Williams Art? Once again, all these players' troubles have the same common denominator. Coach Brown, the light is on him right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can only point to the players so much. And then, same thing with Shanahan, right? In the Niners. It's you talk about the players, and then if it still doesn't work, I've got to be the coaches. Ultimately, Mike has to get these guys going. And, what I'm seeing too, and you tell me, I feel like they're letting their inability to knock down shots affect pretty much all aspects of their game.
Yeah.
The body language is bad, and not necessarily an angry body, but just a bewildered body language.
Yes.
Just, and so
BBL, bad body
language.
down.
And so do they need to hit 5, 6, 7, 8 threes in a row to lift themselves out of this doldrum, this malaise that they're in right now?
Your boy Jay, he's not a big Shanahan fan these days anyway, but especially now with this update, Brandon Allen will remain the QB2 and start Sunday if Brock Purdy is unable to play, says Kyle Shanahan. Oh, so Brock Purdy might miss another week.
I see this.
Now are you willing to admit that maybe I was onto something about Brock Purdy's arm?
No, the guy was just hurt.
Okay.
When did
he get
last
hurt?
week? Ask Kyle Shanahan about that.
He said last
It
week.
wasn't on the injury report. Last week he got hurt. That's it. Unless you sound like you know something and you don't want to tip anybody off.
I wouldn't.
See, you heard. Sorry, you can tell me off air.
They're already talking about how Purdy might not play this week.
You can tell me off air, okay?
No,
all right, off air. You give me the real.
I wouldn't do that. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Doug has been standing by on hold. What's up, Doug? What can we do for you?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Doug, what's up?
Gentlemen, how are you? You good?
Good.
Great.
Good, Doug. Still good. Yeah. How are you?
So this is my thought on this weak side not being able to get over to close out on three-point shooters. So there's some math in here, and there's also some speed in here. So the math is midline. They call that, putting the paint right down the middle. And where are our players in relation to that split line, midline? Okay, they go in.
Yeah,
and they got all the video. Okay, they go back out there and they'll measure from the player that took the shot on the other team to that line. Where was our defender at? And are we coming over too far? And it could be 6 inches to a foot to maybe a foot and a half, and then start measuring foot speed. They're going, well, we'll never get there if we're here. And for me, that is the solution. And then what does it do? Well, we don't have the guys on our team that can cover that. You guys were just talking about McDermott. Same thing. It's like, hey, if you can't get there, I got you on the court for offense, but you can't stop anything from happening defensively. So that's something that I would look at and see if that would help, because I think we're coming over too far. Every time we're going, that guy's wide open again. What happened? They said, oh, well, we over too far in help. That's all I have. Have a great show. Thank you.
All right, Doug.
Thank you. All right, Doug. Yeah, that to my eye, that is happening, but I think they want it that way because they're trying to protect the paint.
Right.
And they're trying to protect Domas from getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, but Whitey, it's not a one thing or another. It could be a combination of things.
Sure.
It could coming over too far, short closeout.
Yeah.
Hands down. All of that. I watched that game last night, and our reaction time to guys shooting, we were a step slow, like a second slow every time. It's like, you need your hand up before the guy even starts shooting.
I think that's what Mike is saying. It's that's a long closeout, but you still have to. There's a way where you can make it,
right?
And I think so I think he keeps saying that we're not paying attention to detail. Yeah, it's not easy, but we can still do it. I also think he looks at the 3-point shooting and says, if these threes start going in, we're looking a lot like we used to look, like everyone thinks.
I agree. I mean, we could talk about the 19 threes let up, but to your point, they only scored 108. You score 103, you ain't going to beat anybody in today's NBA.
Right.
And I'm looking at the text line from the 530. We should try to remain positive. If this team can somehow go on a 5 or 6 game winning streak and flip things around, I think that confidence will push this team to new heights. I will say, even when they were winning games early, I still haven't seen them play a great game 17 games in, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't, in my opinion, been clicking on all cylinders. Which game was it where they was it the Utah game where the second half they, or it might have been the Phoenix game. The Phoenix game. That was the first time where I thought, all right, we look halfway decent. 17 games in, I still think we're trying to still find it and figure it out. Like, I don't think we've ever really had it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try to stay positive, but not until after we hear this next call, because it's time for Check It.
This
TC. What's up, TC?
Yes, sir.
What's up, TC?
Mic check. Great. Whitey, what's going on? Jay in the back.
What's up with you,
What do you
man?
got for us, TC?
Man, I'm gonna keep it real quick and simple. The Kings trying to figure it out. We play as a team to come back, right? But when we come back, we always want to play unselfish and pass the ball to De'Aaron and DeMar. No, bro, we got to start shooting the ball as a team. Everybody got to score the ball. But also, on the flip side, I'm trying to figure out if everybody is scared of Mike Brown. They're like, bro, if I don't do something, he going to bench me. So I'm stuck in the middle with that, Drake. We got to find out. We got to get to the bottom of it, bro. If that's actually happening, Mike, kick back a little bit. I love you, Mike, but kick back. We shouldn't have everybody walking on eggshells. You get me? As far as the Niners, that's over with, bro. We ain't even finna have a conversation about that, Whitey. I've been told y'all. That's over with. That's all I got.
That, TC. The season's over for the Niners?
Drake, I told you it's been over.
Damn. TC, is it time? Is this Shanahan's last year? Do we got to go?
Oh, come on.
Period. He got to go.
Thank you, TC.
All right, TC. All right, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Why you get mad at me, Whitey, for doing that? I'm just teeing him up.
Yeah, that was bait. That was clickbait. White, don't
clickbait. Yeah,
don't let Drapes get in that clickbait. He like Drake right now. He just fishing.
Dude, I was just being the point guard, trying to give him the assist.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean? That's it.
Set, bump, spike.
RJ, I got your food, big fella. RJ walking around. All right, he's all right. Sorry about that.
No.
Hungry. The guy's hungry.
RJ's food is very important.
Yeah.
It is. There's no way Kyle Shanahan is in any danger of losing his job yet. It's just not going to happen.
I'm with you.
No matter whether he should or not, that's not going to happen.
So let me ask you this, though. If he pulls a Sirianni and they lose 6 in a row to end the season or something like that.
He's done too much, and they're committed to him. There's no way.
Okay.
I can see him next year. There'll be a lot of pressure on him to start next year, maybe.
Right.
But there's no way they're getting rid of him this year.
Okay. All right.
And it's not my opinion of what I think they should do. It's just you look at it the way it's set up. I don't think that's an option.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I agree with you. I was just throwing it out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a possibility.
Clickbait. Here we go. Whitey, don't fall for it.
Come on,
I'm just
Jay.
saying. We got NBA surprises in the D list coming up.
Yes.
The D list.
And yes. Five biggest NBA surprises this season.
Yeah, it's coming up next on Sacktown Sports.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs.
Picking up! Oscar! Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy.
Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Time to gear up. It's the Black Friday and Gold Saturday open house event at Roseville Power Sports.
Located at 360 North Sunrise Avenue, we're your home for the best deals on Can-Am side-by-sides, ATVs, and Ski-Doo snowmobiles. Now's the time to save thousands on a brand new Can-Am or Ski-Doo. And check out the all-new Can-Am Maverick R with an incredible 240 horsepower. A Maverick R is built to conquer any terrain, bringing unmatched power and excitement to your off-road adventures. Plus, save 30 to 50% on accessories. Helmets, jackets, gear, everything you need to ride in style and safety. This Black Friday and Saturday only. And it's not just about the savings. It's an open house event you won't want to miss. Join us for food, prizes, and more this Black Friday. So head to Roseville Power Sports this Black Friday and Gold Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And let's kick off the holiday season with incredible deals and tons of fun. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Offers valid on 2024 and prior product while supplies last. Happy holidays from Roseville Power Sports.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Going to look at the NBA's biggest surprises so far in the D list coming right up. But first, Drapes, you and I have been wondering where our next caller has been. At least I think that's what we have. Yes.
Yeah. We
Welcome back to the Drive Guys. Yes. Mercedes, man. It's Will. How are you, Will?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Where you been at, Will?
We missed you.
Where you been at, man? We've been asking for you, man. Where you been at?
Hey, Jay, I've been trying to get a guy some time to correct, but it's like they're going back into the same old mistakes and problems they did last year. And I'm not putting it all on the coach, but hear me out. Drapes, you know you're a veteran. You're a veteran, Whitey. You're a veteran. Y'all know this. Y'all been watching basketball for years. Check it out. Your starting five go out there at least 2 games this year. They've gotten down by 20 in the first quarter to mediocre teams, right?
Yeah.
What would Popovich do?
Might change the starting lineup.
Popovich would sit the whole damn five. It's things you have to do to get your point across. It's like they get down by 20, and it's like the body language, they don't even care. I mean, you can't tolerate that. You cannot tolerate that. Coach Brown just tolerates a lot of stuff, and then he's standing over there with his hands in his pocket.
But Will, let me say this. Yes, Will, if he were to do that, when you look at the disparity between what you get from the starters as opposed to the bench, if you were going to say, I'm unhappy with the starters, the way they started, unacceptable, I'm going to sit them down, you're almost like punting that game away there. I don't know if he could afford to do that just to make that point.
But Dredge, here's the thing. Check it out, man. This is a bad habit these guys have. I mean, you get mediocre teams, and he always like to use that phrase, spraying threes. We get sprayed on all the time, and they don't pick up their defense, man. I mean, Drake, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, how you going to get down by 20 in the first quarter?
Hold up, Will. Let's see, because hold it, Will. Stay with me on this. Stay with me, because I'm listening to you. I hear what the fans are saying. Starting lineup change. The problem is, the first 3 weeks of the season, the starting lineup was one of the best in the NBA. Let's not forget that. I looked at the numbers. They were one of the best first quarter teams in the NBA, a top 10 first quarter team. But over the last 2 weeks, Will, they're 28th in first quarter. So just like this entire Kings season, just like the players on the team, just like the win-loss record, they're consistently inconsistent. Mike Brown is saying, First 3 weeks, my starting group was good. We got off to great starts. It's the last 2 weeks that we're remembering and thinking about, and we're like, oh, we can't routinely get it's what have you done for me lately? And so do you abandon it just because of a bad stretch, or is it a sign of a bigger problem that could last longer than 2 or 3 weeks?
Now let me follow up. Drapes, I'm not saying take them out for an extended amount of time. I'm saying you have to make a point. This is a real bad habit. You know, I didn't like them drafting a guard during the draft. They got too many guards already. But here's the thing. Popovich didn't give a damn. Popovich didn't care. You go out there and you don't play defense the first 5 minutes, I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to get your attention. They are lazy on the defensive end. They put their hands up, but they don't play defense. I mean, look at Brooklyn, man. Come on, scoring all them buckets. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know what it is, Drake. Now you know you a baller. You know what I'm talking about, man. Even in the rec league, you be telling your homeboy, man, guard your man. Guard your damn man.
You're right about that, Will. Man, I miss Will.
They don't be guarding their man.
Seriously, man.
Hey, Drake, you know, that's why I've been giving y'all a little time, because I'm saying, wait a minute, man, they got to play better than this. You know what I'm talking about, man. And your boy, you know, from Fulton State, you know, he'll tell you the same thing. You know, it's high flyer would tell you the same thing.
Yes.
Man, you got to be scrappy. The only scrappy guy there on defense without Monk is my boy
Keegan.
Keegan.
Yeah.
And one more last thing. You know, y'all be thinking I be ripping on Herter. I don't be ripping on Herter. I'm just saying Herter got to hit his open shots, his wide open shots. He has to hit those shots, or he's no good for the team. He got to hit those shots.
I agree. I mean, he got to hit shots.
That's his job.
Knock down shots, create the spacing.
If he hit shots, I would play Jones more. I'll play Jones a lot more because he's like 6'6", 6'5". He can play. He's all around better player to me than Herter. I mean, Herter's a better shooter if he's hitting. But if he ain't hitting, he's useless. All right, guys.
All right, Will.
Thanks,
Will.
We got like a few minutes. Do you have time to get your D list?
Nah.
All right, I didn't know.
You can't rush the D list.
I didn't want to. I just didn't know.
You can't rush the D list.
I didn't know what you had there. Here is one possible solution. By the way, what Will is saying, you know, the difference is Pop knew that he had a really good team.
Yeah.
And if he had to get somebody's attention, he would do it because he knew that the team was going to be better for it. Mike Brown, in my opinion, doesn't have that luxury. If he sits down his starters, like I said, in my opinion, there's a good chance you're not going to win that game. So is it worth proving that point
for a few minutes? You know, yank him out. You know, like similar to how he calls a quick timeout or something like that. If you don't like the first 2 minutes, pull him out. Nah.
I don't know.
The question is, would that resonate with this team? Like, would this team respond to that? I don't know.
Has it been that bad? Do you think where all the starters got to come out?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I look at that Clippers game and how bad it was. They were up 8-2, and then all of a sudden it just flipped. And so I don't know if it's something, but I will say, based on what I'm hearing from Mike, this was after the Clippers game, he's kind of fed up. If you ain't going to do it, let's get somebody in there that will do it.
Right.
And so I would not be surprised if there's some quick hooks out there tonight. Because you got to do something to wake the guys.
I hope he's right about Colby. I hope Will is right about Colby Jones.
You cool with that? Sending Colby a little bit more?
Yeah, but obviously he can't play like he did last night.
Right. Give him another shot, though.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
By the way, here's a possible solution. This is from Keith Smith. Keith Smith, NBA, has been on the show. He says, and a lot of people are saying this. On Twitter, he writes, the Kings are a very good rebounding team led by Sabonis. They have good outlet passers and one of the fastest guards in the league. There is no reason they should be sliding towards the lower third of the league in pace. Playing faster might wake up the offense. Is it that simple, Drapes? Pick up the tempo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Turn on the Jets.
But here's the thing, Whitey. and Keith Smith, friend of show, well respected. That's our guy. They know this. Everybody knows this. Mike Brown knows this. Coaches know this. Players know this. How do you do it, though, in an actual game? And can they do it? Like, they know they need to get up and run. They know even in the half court, the 0.5 principle's got to be there. But somehow, for some reason, when they get in the game and you get some resistance, it all falls apart. And then it breaks down into one-on-one basketball. I mean, there's no way this team, based on the way they want to play, should be towards the bottom half of the passes. You know,
right?
Like, it's like that we're supposed to be moving the ball. We're supposed to be sharing. You know, it's not supposed to be one guy ISOing and everything like that. And that's what it's boiled down to. And so I know these are the things Mike and the coaching staff are preaching, but somehow, for some reason, it's not clicking right.
Well, tonight the Kings have the Thunder. Are the Thunder one of the surprises of the NBA so far? We'll find out. The D-list, Drape's D-list, looks at the NBA's 5 biggest surprises when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Been wrapped up in being a soldier. To have that so violently ripped from me when I was wounded, I was lost for a very long time. When Wounded Warrior Project came into my life, being around the other warriors, people that had similar experiences that I did, it was a game changer for me. Having King join the group, that was the beginning of a really good friendship. It's a good time.
I first heard about Wounded Warrior Project through CQ. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know if I qualify. But having been a part of it, it's kind of taught me that it's not just the wounds that you can see, but it's those that you can't.
When you do something like a peer support group with Wounded Warrior Project and come together from different walks of life, man, the growth is incredible. If not for Wounded Warrior Project, I really don't think that I'd be here today.
See how we help warriors combat stigma at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat stigma.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We obsess over fit, finish, and feel. Every detail, from coatings to contours, all to create tools that won't hold you back, so you can build more and never settle. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Hi. I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With wet weather here, you're probably going to play a few rounds in the rain, so keep a few things in mind in those wet conditions. The ball probably won't go as far because you'll get little, if any, run out. If you tend to hit the ball low, maybe think about adjusting the loft of your driver to carry the ball farther. And when you get to the short clubs on the wet ground, your wedge can have a tendency to dig into the turf, so focus on hitting the ball first. And if you occasionally spin the ball back on the greens, expect more of that to happen when they're wet. Now, all of this assumes that you're ready to play in the rain. You own waterproof shoes and rain gear, rain gloves, which work best when wet, and an extra towel to keep everything else dry. But the most important thing you should bring to the first tee is a positive attitude. I found some of my most memorable rounds have been played in the rain. Overcoming the conditions to enjoy yourself while possibly shooting a good score makes for a great day. And remember, golf is a game, even in the rain. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. L1 report.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
The good news tonight, Malik Monk might play. He's intending to participate in pregame warm-ups, and if that goes well, he should be playing tonight. By the way, congratulations to former King Harrison Barnes. He went to Conference Player of the Week. Drapes. That's nice to see. I think he's had 3 straight 20-point games.
Yeah, average, 22 points over the last week or so.
Helped the Spurs to a come-from-behind win over the Warriors over the weekend. Yeah. Bottom of the hour, Chris Fisher, play-by-play voice of the Thunder, is going to join us. And before we get to the D list, here you go. This may be explaining things for us as we struggle here to figure out what's going on. The Zodiac GM. And this was retweeted by To Marvelous Fox and Ox. And so this is somebody who looks at the astrology and the various signs of the players involved. Kings, prior start of season analysis, wild card group. Synergy, not the best, but they have talent. Let's see. You've got potential starting lineup based on their astrological signs, which is a Taurus, a Leo, Capricorn, and a Sagittarius. Synergy C+, talent A-, experience B+, coaches synergy B-. So unit is talented, but has a slight chance of having an offsetting synergy as a group, Drape. So there you go.
That's what it is. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
According to,
that's what the stars tell us.
That's what it seems like what's happening, though, in terms of, right? It just doesn't seem like they're gelling as a group, they didn't say the coach's synergy is bad or anything, talented roster, but for some reason, it's just not clicking. Right?
Yeah. I used to work for this woman who ran an aquarium in Vallejo, and she would base like when we were opening and closing and stuff on her charts, like, oh, let's see, Mercury's in retrograde here, so that's good. We're probably
really,
she was into it.
Is that a good thing, or like would you only be open for like 2 hours some days, or or 18 hours other days?
Whatever worked for her, I guess. It was a little extreme for me, but what do I know? What I do know is that it's time for today's D list.
Yes. My name is D Nice. Here's why I came up with today's D list, Whitey, because a couple of weeks ago you had your what was it?
The underperforming
NBA
teams. Yeah.
And I said, you know what? That's a good idea, but I'm gonna take it the other way. I'm gonna go with the teams where you wake up the next morning after watching League Pass, after staying up to watch the broadcast on NBC Sports California, or obviously listen to G-Man. You wake up, grab your phone, still got some coal in your eye, breath still stink. You look at the standings and you say, what the hell? This team is playing well? That's what spurred me on today. And so here's my top 5 most surprising teams of the season so far.
Here we go.
Number 5, drum roll, please.
Number 5.
The Houston Rockets, 12-6, third in the Western Conference, Whitey. And this is why they're number 5. A lot of people be like, Drapes, they came out of nowhere. They didn't make the play-in last year. They should be your number 1 biggest surprise.
Why aren't they higher? Yeah.
We saw it last year, Whitey. We saw it against us. They beat us 3 times last year. They finished 41-41. Ime Udoka, we talk about some dogs. He is the dog on that team.
Former Sacramento King.
Exactly. Ime Udoka is getting it done. And I'll tell you this, people. Alperen Şengün, mark my words, Whitey. If they keep at this pace of winning top 4 in the West, Şengün's going to be an all-star. Şengün is putting up all-star numbers.
You telling me I was a fool for recently selling one of his rookie cards?
You sold Şengün. Oh, you should have hooked me up. Yeah, dude, this guy, forget about calling him Sabonis light. He's Sabonis. Like, Şengün has arrived in the NBA.
Heavy.
Şengün heavy, exactly. So they're number 5 on my most surprising teams in the NBA.
Are you surprised they're ahead of the Kings or not? I mean, when you penciled it out beginning of the year, did you think the Kings
I thought the Kings would,
and they still could
I
be.
still think so at the end of the season. But for now, Houston's much better than I expected. Number 4. I got to go out east. And this is the only Eastern Conference team. This is the only Eastern Conference
team make this list.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because everybody's underperforming except 3 teams. It's not Boston. It's not Cleveland. How about the Orlando Magic?
How about it?
How about did you see what they did to the Lakers last week? Franz Wagner.
Without
Paolo Banchero, who's been out for a few weeks, and they have hit their stride. The Orlando Magic, get this, Whitey, 8-2 over their last 10 games. This team was supposed to hit the floor. They were supposed to fall off the cliff without Paolo. They've been better without Paolo Banchero. I don't know how they're doing it.
They're OKC East. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a little surprised they played so well without him. I'm not surprised they're playing well. I'm a big Franz Wagner guy.
Exactly. Yeah. They're a team I wake up and be like, damn, Orlando's playing well.
What is
like
it?
this?
You said you wake up and your breath stinks.
Breath stinks. You got that cold in your eye, before you even splash the water on your face. Let me ask you this. I don't know if you do this, though, as I digress off the D list. We got more coming up in a second. I reach for my phone immediately.
I don't even have a phone in my room.
Dude, that's smart, man. Like, before I even get out of bed, before I even, take that morning bathroom break, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I reach for the phone.
Yeah,
see who texted or called.
In another room.
Yeah, I got to do that. That's messing me up, man. All right, number 3 on the D list. I got to go back to the Western Conference, sitting at 11-7. Perfect 2-0 against the Sacramento Kings. The Los Angeles Clippers. What? And it's Whitey, it's a number of things that's killing me with the Clippers. 1, you lose Paul George. 2, Kawhi Leonard ain't played a second this season. And 3, the way they're getting it done defensively. This is a James Harden team that's one of the best defensive teams in the league. What?
They're lively.
What in the Matrix is going on with this? I feel like we're in an alternate universe.
Ty Lue.
My guy, Ty Lue.
Yeah.
Getting it done. Jeff Van Gundy, give him some credit as well. How are the Clippers? Remember, at the beginning of the season, we ain't got to worry about the Clippers.
Yeah.
They're going to fall off. They're going to be bad. They're 11-7, and they've beaten us twice.
They bring the energy and effort every night.
They bring the energy and effort every single night. So the Clippers, number 3, but most surprising team.
I understand you weren't crazy about the arena.
Yeah, Intuit Dome, Steve Ballmer. I see what you're trying to do. It's nice on the outside. It looks great as you drive in. But once you get on the inside, and I harped on this the other day when I was out there, you see how my guy, I can't even see over there. You see how my guy went from the concourse down to the floor?
Yeah.
You can't do that at Crypto. You got to make a left turn.
You need MapQuest or something.
Seriously, man. You got to follow what you need. You need like a compass to figure out your way through that arena, man.
Into it.
And then during the game, they got the Halo board, which is fine. But you shouldn't have Xbox controllers or video game controllers on your seat.
No.
We already got too many devices in this world. You play video games and games on the board during timeouts. Yes. And then the flashing lights. It's too much. The problem with the Intuit Dome, it's more than it doesn't focus on basketball. It focuses on everything else
Yeah.
but the actual game, which is going on the floor. All right, back to the D list.
Back to the D list.
Number two, most surprising team. I got to go to my guy, Harrison Barnes.
Wow.
And the San Antonio Spurs, Whitey. What HB and CP3 and those guys are doing, and Wembanyama's playing great. He's playing solid. He should be an all-star. But they are so much more than Victor Wembanyama. Look at their numbers, Whitey. They're 10th in the Western Conference, but they're 9-8. They're 9-8. They have an above 500 record so far.
Yeah.
And I know they've had a lot of home games.
They're playing better lately.
But they're playing so much better. And we thought they would be better, Whitey, but not this much better. They're an above 500 basketball team. They're on track for 45 wins or so this season. I thought they were probably a year or two away, but no, San Antonio is a legit playing
Does
team.
that really surprise you? I can't say I knew they'd be good, and we still don't, but I'm not surprised. Are you surprised?
I am, because I didn't know if Chris Paul still had it left in the tank. Harrison Barnes, Western Conference Player of the Year. How shocking is that?
That is
Like,
pretty
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're and
He enjoyed that win over the Warriors, I'll tell you that.
and he- right? And so, shout out to them, man. They're surprising. The number one most surprising team.
Number one.
I got to give them their credit. Golden State.
You didn't even say that, really. You didn't.
I know. I mean, there was no
It didn't
gusto
come
with
out of your
that.
mouth.
You know what? I'm giving them their flowers. That's all.
You
They
got a
should be
mediocre
Warriors fans.
team.
Should be happy. Exactly. And here's the thing about the Warriors, Whitey: 12-4, tied for the best record in the Western Conference. Steph Curry, 29.8 minutes a night. How the hell are they winning these games and not having a superhuman season from Steph Curry?
One when he wasn't even there. When he
That's
was
what
hurt.
I'm saying. He went out and it didn't matter. They have to be probably the most surprising team in the league. This is a team that got bounced out of the play-in by our Sacramento Kings, and now they actually have title hopes. I just don't believe. Can I give you a bonus one too? real
Bonus,
quick?
yes, bonus.
The Portland Trailblazers. And you probably say, Drapes, Trailblazers are 7-10. They're not that good, but they're winning at a 41% win clip, Whitey. You know what their win percentage was last year? 25.
Not good. Yes, yes.
They were winning 1 out of every 4 games.
On the last game of the season here last year on this very floor. It's one of the worst teams I saw all year.
Right. And it's like, and they still aren't good, but somehow Chauncey Billups has them playing some solid basketball right now. They're on the outside looking in honorable mention, top 5 team, most surprising this NBA season.
Thank you, Drapes.
That's the D list.
I love your list, except for one thing. You have, how many is it? 3 or 4 of your top 5 and your bonus pick. They're all Western Conference teams.
Right.
That the Kings have to deal with.
But that's what I'm saying.
Ah.
We should have been on that list. We should be surprising. Like, we want to be the teams that I just mentioned. Not necessarily Portland, obviously, but everybody else. How has Houston figured it out, Whitey, at 12-6? How's Golden State? How have the freaking Clippers? If we had the Clippers record right now, we'd be excited. We'd be feeling decent, 11-7. Right now,
Houston, Golden State, San Antonio, the Clippers, not in that order.
Right.
And Portland. That's rather daunting for a Sacramento team that's still trying to figure it out.
Yes, exactly. And I'll go back to your underperforming teams.
Yeah.
The Minnesotas of the world. They're still on there. New Orleans with the injuries, like those guys are still on there. But in terms of teams that have made some strides that are a little bit bigger than I expected, Golden State's at the top of the list.
Tremendous. That's the D list. We'll be right back with a look at why Mike Brown was not ejected last night. We also have Chris Fisher, voice of the Thunder, coming up bottom of the hour with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving from Jiffy Lube.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
I knew that it's not even Thanksgiving yet, almost, but I'm feeling that Christmas spirit already, Drapes. And normally I'm a nothing until Thanksgiving is here and done guy.
Okay.
But it's Christmas time. Come on.
So tell me why you're feeling that spirit. Is it this weather or something?
The
Or
weather, for one thing, Thanksgiving is late this year.
Yeah, it's really late. Yeah.
And it's like, why not? Why not have something to feel good about?
Are you listening to the Christmas carols already at the house?
Only in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And my daughter wants to decorate and put up the tree. I have a rule. You got to wait till after Thanksgiving.
Hello, this is
Thanksgiving
Sacktown Sports
weekend.
Radio.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to call to say hello.
Oh, Jay, that melts my heart every time, man. That's my girl right there. But she'll be at the game tonight. But no, I told her, wait. We got to wait. Give Thanksgiving its due, big fella. You know what I mean?
Thanksgiving's the opening act for Christmas.
It really is. Like, you're right.
Now, Jay disagrees. I had this conversation with Jay.
Jay's a Thanksgiving guy?
Yeah.
What?
I don't mean to speak for him, but that's what he's told me. Yeah.
It's okay. Like you said, it's like
y'all hating on
5K
Thanksgiving?
or a marathon, and it's the starting line.
Why y'all hating on Thanksgiving? What's y'all problem with Thanksgiving?
No, we're not hating. We just not.
It's not Christmas.
Giving it the love that you are.
And what? So why is Christmas deserve all the love? Why is Thanksgiving be treated like Cinderella?
Because you don't get no presents on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. I see where you coming from.
Come on, man.
So you don't
I'm trying to get that loot.
So you don't think food is a present?
But the thing is, typically on Christmas, at least in our house years ago, you got the same turkey dinner on Christmas that you get on Thanksgiving, plus you get everything else.
Yeah.
So how is Thanksgiving better than that?
What's the everything else? All they're doing is mimicking. It's a copycat. They're copycat. Christmas is copycat.
Nah, bro. Usually Thanksgiving is just turkey. Christmas,
ain't nobody eating that dry turkey, man.
The ham,
yeah.
You know what I mean. All the accoutrements. You get several pies and cakes and everything.
Yes,
you get all that for Thanksgiving.
Christmas cookies. Nah, bro.
Y'all don't get all that for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is one day, and it's a wonderful day.
Right.
Christmas is like 2 weeks.
Schools are off. For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They got
Thanksgiving,
a week
you get
out
one
here
day.
for
1 week.
It's not
Yeah.
the same, big fella.
Thanksgiving
setting the
is
standard.
great. Halloween is like the comedian at a concert. Like before you even have any musical acts, you have a comedian come out. It's like, okay,
right.
Then Thanksgiving kind of warms up the crowd. And that's the opening act. And then your main event, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas.
I will say, back in the day, the best thing about Thanksgiving, this is back when I drank and partied and was in those streets really like that, was the day before Thanksgiving. That partying is legendary. Kids come back home. People come back home from college and things like that. The bars are crazy. I do miss those days. Thanksgiving football, they're trying to take over Christmas now. Thanksgiving got to stay in its lane.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got your day, stick with it.
Don't people have Friendsgiving now all the time?
Yeah, that's weak, though. That's weak. That's sweet.
See, all you,
That's
I see where y'all going, man.
That's preseason of Thanksgiving.
I see y'all.
If you're
Y'all
really
like
getting a
Christmas
friend,
because
you should come over for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I said you guys
Go
like
ahead, Jay.
Christmas because you trying to walk around in your footies and all that. I see where you guys are coming. Thanksgiving, you jump around the different, avenues of your family. Like you said, you get a little turkey bowl in with the fellas. Then you get to watch all day football. Like me, y'all ain't on Thanksgiving. I see where y'all going. Y'all don't want to let nobody be great.
No NBA games, Jay.
Don't need
How
it.
about that?
Yeah.
Don't nobody.
What?
As I said, don't
That's
nobody
my
watch
life,
the
big
NBA till
fella.
Christmas.
Oh, that's messed
And
up.
your footies.
Christmas is LeBron. Thanksgiving is Drew Holiday or something.
No,
Yeah.
you know what it is?
Oh,
It's
don't
like
disrespect Drew Holiday, the champ.
Stevenson. Yeah, it's like Lance Stevenson, a wannabe. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Come
like
on.
like. No, I like Thanksgiving too. I'm upset though. I'm be on the road Thanksgiving. We're going to be in Portland,
That's what you were telling us.
and they're doing a team dinner at a restaurant. So
Do you happen to know where?
Before, didn't you?
I do. Why, you know Portland very well?
A little bit.
You know? No, I can't put
Can't
that
disclose
out there,
that.
though, Jay.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
might
just saying you
I
do know,
can't-
right?
Yeah, but it's going to be a
What-
nice restaurant. But the thing about it, and I'm not complaining, so I hope the Kings aren't listening right now. But when you go to a restaurant, it's not made with love. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You ain't got big grandma's gravy. You ain't got Nana's apple pie that she baked. The food is fine. It's great. It's going to be nice to be with team. But to Jay's point, the family aspect is missing when you're on the road like that.
Christmas is LeBron. Thanksgiving is Chris Kaman, right?
Dang it. Damn, Jay, you called it Chris Kaman.
That's more. That's
I mean,
more
that's
like
messed up,
Halloween,
man.
man. That's Veterans Day, man. Don't do that.
He said that's Halloween.
Yeah, that's
Let me ask
Halloween,
you real quick, fellas. Well, before Chris Fisher at the bottom of the hour talking OKC coming up. I was telling somebody, all right, our dinner starts at 5:00.
The team dinner.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah, team dinner on Thanksgiving Day on the road in Portland from the time I wake up, let's say 8 to 5.
Watch football.
You're gonna be
Can you
starved
play
out.
Golf? Can you go?
And because nothing's open, stores are closed.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be cold in Portland, wet. Like, I'm going to be hibernating in my room. Just, that's going to be kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
I might go for a little walk or something, but like,
You want Jay to play a little violin music?
no,
or something
you
for
know what? They should have lunch and dinner because that's what you do for Thanksgiving. Y'all know this.
Of course.
You have early Thanksgiving at like 1 or 2. Then you make the sandwiches at like 6 or 7 again. Now I just got to wait all the way till 5:00.
You should take it up with
Who's ever
Uncle
in charge?
Vivek.
Uncle V. I'm not complaining. But man, what am I going to do? Jeez.
Things are open Thanksgiving,
Did
man.
you think? Yeah.
Hey, well, like what?
Portland's rocking on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, come on.
Did you think Mike Brown should have been thrown out of the game last night? I'm fine that he wasn't. I thought
I'm
he
fine
should.
he
I think
wasn't.
he was kind of asking.
Did he make
for it.
contact or no?
I didn't think
there-
so. I think some of the maybe in the radio broadcast they might have been suggesting he did, but
Right.
I mean we would have heard of that because they would
Yeah.
find him, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think he should have been thrown out. Now, if he made contact, yes, that's an automatic ejection anyway. So that leads me to believe he did not make contact.
Right.
But
I mean, he stalked the official and screamed at him. Maybe he wanted to get thrown out.
right, but I will say it worked, Whitey. I said it on halftime. They went on a 22-11 run after that to
Mhm.
end the half.
Mhm.
And so, but then whatever happened, they lost it again in the second half. But there have been people, whether it's on social, on our YouTube chateau, if you will, that have been screaming for Mike to get a technical
Yeah.
for his players.
Yeah.
He did it last night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was a bad call. I don't know how you don't make that call there.
Yeah. Was that on Keon's?
It was on Colby.
Oh, Colby.
And it was
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Simmons.
Yeah. Oh, Ben Simmons. Yeah. But I'm glad he stuck up for his team. It immediately helped. I thought, like I said, 22-11 run, but something happened in the second half fourth quarter specifically, where they just lost it. It's frustrating, man. But I think what you saw too, though, is a buildup of several games. Not saying the Kings have been robbed or anything like that, but last game against the Clippers, there were a couple of calls Kobe, I think Keon got fouled on the jumper on the corner, left corner over here.
Well, you could take it back to a week ago right there when against
Fox?
Atlanta.
Yeah. Dyson Daniels hacked De'Aaron Fox on the arm. And so I think what you saw was Mike Brown fed up and tired of his team coming up on the short end of the whistle.
It's just discouraging to watch a team like the Nets come in here. And Will made this point.
Mm-hmm.
The Nets came in with so much confidence. And they looked like a really good team last night at times. You had to remind yourself, or I had to remind myself, no, it's just the Nets. But they came in with so much confidence, and the Kings looked just a little unsure of everything.
Right. And that's been an issue with Sacramento for the last 20 years. Why do teams feel so confident against us, especially in our building?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to make them feel us. You know what I mean? Like, how do you allow them to come in here and do whatever they want?
I'll tell you, a big part of it, and we've talked about this. You guys were talking about it last night, the teams that come in and make so many threes. When you got teams that come in here and they're making 18 or 19 threes, that evaporates a lot of your home court advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
We get sprayed on all the time.
Jay re-racked that one quickly. And here's the thing. We're supposed to be the ones shooting better from three.
Right.
Not the other team.
Yeah. Team comes in, makes 23s. It doesn't matter where you're playing. Yeah. There's a good chance you're going to lose that game.
Yes.
All right. The voice of the Oklahoma City Thunder TV voice is Chris Fisher, and he's going to join us when we come right back. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you got to drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. Anyone can throw in a stronger motor, but it takes precision to find that balance of power, performance, and longevity. We obsess over every detail. We design, test, redesign, and do it all over again to create tools that'll keep going with you from project to project, job site to job site, year after year. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, We unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Look, I know the Kings are not playing well right now, and they've got their hands full with the Thunder tonight, but Drapes, I don't know why, coming out of the garage today and walking through the GoCo and coming up to the arena, it just hit me. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, the Kings are going to win tonight. I don't know why.
Really?
Yes. I have no idea why. It wasn't something I thought like,
jinx.
Do I like this matchup? It's just like someone like whispering in my ear, like, hey, the Kings are going to win tonight. I don't know.
All right. You're feeling confident. I like that.
Deck appears to be stacked against them. I doubt that our next guest will agree with that. Nice enough to join us. He was on with us before the season started. Remember, when we looked around the Western Conference? Yep. Outstanding Thunder TV play-by-play guy, Chris Fisher. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing good. I wish I had that kind of assurance every time I walked into an arena and felt confident, like my team was going to pick up the W every single night. Where do I get some of that?
Dude, that's that false confidence because our team is reeling right now.
Struggling.
Man. We got to hang on to something right now.
Yeah. You guys have your challenges. You have a lot of road games coming up, right, Chris?
Yeah, we're in a heavy road stretch. And in fact, this is going to be one of the toughest ones of the year, one of the longest ones of the year. I'm sure you guys have gone over the Western Conference and how good it is with 11 teams being either at 500 or better. And it starts tonight in Sacramento. Then we go to Golden State. Then we go to Los Angeles over the Thanksgiving holiday. And then we wrap it up in Houston. And then a quick stop at home. And then right back to Toronto and New Orleans. I mean, that's just part of the schedule. It is going to be a tough little stretch here, knowing how good those teams are and how well they're playing and how deep the West is. It's just there's no nights off. There's no nights off at any point. And the Kings have actually had the Thunder's number, particularly here in Sacramento, in this building. Sacramento's won 7 consecutive games. I think the last time that the Thunder won in Golden One was January of 2020. It's been a while. It's always been a tough matchup. It's always been a tough place for the Thunder to play, which makes things really interesting for tonight. And the way that I'm going into it, it doesn't matter that Sacramento's lost 3 in a row and they're under 500. To me, I'm anticipating the Thunder getting the best version of what Sacramento is. There's no doubt about it.
I like to hear that, Chris. You know, so much is made of Shea and the offense, but I look at what you guys are doing defensively. This is a scary matchup for me because the Kings offense has not been clicking, like we used to seeing it. Why are you guys so good defensively? What's happening out there that you see night in and night out?
It's a good question because it's so easy to look at the turnovers. The Thunder have a crazy high turnover margin. They've had fewer turnovers than their opponent in every single game this year. I think they're like plus 130 something. And the number 2 team is Houston at like plus 57. Like it is just this crazy lopsided number that really jumps off the sheet when you look at the turnovers as a whole. But the turnovers are kind of a byproduct of the way that they've been playing defense and the way that they want to play defense, because you've just got really committed, aggressive, long, rangy, scrappy, hustling defenders that are willing to compete at a certain level, that are wanting to compete at a certain level together. And it's just created this really disruptive defense. Even though they've had to play small this year with the injuries of Isaiah Hartenstein, the injuries of Chet Holmgren, they've still been able to kind of generate those disruptive defenses despite what might be sort of a mismatch on paper with a big man like Nurkic or DeAndre Ayton or Alperen Şengün. Those guys just haven't really been doing the damage inside. So I think that the first step of being a good defensive team, because the Thunder are number 1 in defensive rating, is, are you committed? And this is a group that no matter who's out on the floor, they are committed to playing defense, and they want to play scrappy. They want to be disruptive. They want to be on time with their help. They want to deny passing lanes, And then you throw in the fact that they've just got good, really good on-ball individual defenders, guys like Caruso, SGA, Jalen Williams, Cason Wallace. Those guys have a ton of length, really long arms, quick hands, and they can be incredibly hard on guys like Jamal Murray, Brandon Ingram, you name it. And that's kind of the defense. Devin Booker, who was completely neutralized. I mean, that's the kind of defense that they've been playing over the course of the year. And it's really a carryover from last year as well, as they've been progressing toward getting to this point.
Chris Fisher with us, voice of the Thunder. And of course, as you well know, Chris, you've got, correct me if I'm wrong, Caruso out tonight, while Malik Monk might actually play for the Kings. So that also would help maybe even things up. I ask you this, and I'm not fishing for nice things about the Kings because we're trying to figure it out right now. But as you prepare for this game and prepare to broadcast the Thunder against the Kings, what stands out to you about the way the Kings have been playing so far?
Well, I think Malik Monk is going to be huge because he is just such a boost off the bench and always has been. And I mean, he's in his third year now. And I just, even go back to 2023, he was such an important part of Sacramento getting the 3 seed and just doing what he does and the confidence that he plays with and his ability to kind of carry that second unit. And I think that he's huge. I mean, I was just looking at the game last night. You guys had 9 bench points, and it's hard to win in the NBA when you're only getting 9 bench points. And I mean, De'Aaron's incredible in what he's been able to do offensively. You know what you're going to get with Domas. DeMar is going to be a reliable 20-point per game scorer, but having Monk come back and just getting a little bit more balance on the offensive end, I think makes you guys a lot more dangerous because those guys can get it done. Those guys can get it done, and they're better defensively this year, at least in defensive rating. I think that Sacramento has improved on that front. So, I sit there and I look at it, Sacramento 8-9. They've lost 4 out of 5, 3-game losing streak, but coming in as an opponent and knowing how good these guys are, I mean, I'm expecting your 3 top players to put in 20 or more just because that's how good they are and that's how good they've been against OKC. Sabonis being a facilitator on the glass. I'm fascinated between the matchup because Hartenstein came back for us last week against Portland and in his Thunder debut came out with a double-double and finally giving the Thunder an opportunity to play big because of the injury to Chet Holmgren. So, I mean, there's a ton of intriguing stuff out there. But I think that to answer your question, getting Malik Monk back is, and I might be overstating this, but I think that's really important for just balancing you guys out.
Chris, you talked about how the Kings have played well against the Thunder in the past. A big reason why is Domantas Sabonis. Hartenstein is back. I see he's been coming off the bench. Do you expect some sort of change to the starting lineup to match up with Sabonis' size out there?
That's a good question. He only played 1 game. He played that game last Wednesday, and that was his Thunder debut. He did come off the bench, and Mark Daigneault, our head coach, he's very cagey about his starting lineups, really doesn't like to talk about it up until he has to, right before tip. You would think, naturally, just because of the matchup and how well Hartenstein played on Wednesday, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 4 blocks, that they probably want him out there to match up with Sabonis, considering Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding the last 2 years and can be problematic on the glass with second chance opportunities that, they might want to match that up immediately. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Thunder still want to play small, but you would think that Hartenstein in there would be something that they'd want to match up with. And I mean, he's fit in really, really well here in the early going. The thing about Hartenstein that you forget is he's an incredible screener. He's a pass-oriented big man. He loves to facilitate, loves to get his teammates involved. It's kind of a lot like Sabonis in a lot of ways. Not really a stretch guy. And I know that from the Thunder standpoint, people are really looking forward to seeing him out there and what he's capable of.
Chris Fisher is with us, of course, OKC TV play-by-play voice. Chris, I don't know if you spend enough time here to really comment on this, but I'm wondering, I haven't been to Oklahoma City. That's the only big league team in town there. Kings only big league team in town here. are there similarities with the fan bases and the way they support their team between the OKC and Thunder fans and Sacramento and the Kings fans?
No doubt. Incredibly unique, incredibly loyal, incredibly engaged fans, and it is a good comp. I love the Sacramento fans. Growing up in the Bay Area, growing up in Santa Rosa, I just loved the cowbells, loved going to Arco.
Mm-hmm.
So much respect, and the dedication is there. And you've got such a loyal fan base that just wants this team to be good and to have success. And in Oklahoma City, it's the same way. The only difference in OKC is that they've got OU football, and OU football is a huge pull. Huge pull. College football is massive out there, but it is the Thunder is the most important team from a professional standpoint. It's the only team from a professional standpoint. But as the team, I mean, when the team got there, it didn't take them very long to get good because they had Kevin, Russ, and James Harden. And so they were immediately putting these 50-win seasons together. And it was easy to get the fans involved and easy to get fan engagement. And they took off, and they ended up kind of changing the trajectory of that organization for a long time. And now this iteration of this team is kind of endearing itself to the fans again. But I love these markets where you've kind of got these fans that are so dedicated because there's really nothing else that is going to pull them from a sports fandom standpoint unless they want to go out of market. And so it makes it very, very unique and something that I think is special between the relationship between the team and the fans. It's really cool.
Chris Fisher. Thanks, Chris. We'll see you in a little bit. We appreciate your time very much. Have a great call tonight.
Sounds good, guys. Anytime. Love coming to Sacramento. Great city, great arena. This is one of my favorites. So thanks for having me.
All right. Hey, hopefully we're not too hospitable to you tonight, though. You know what I mean?
Always.
Hopefully we make life difficult for you tonight.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Chris.
Have a good one.
All right, baby. See you
Thank
soon,
you.
man.
Yeah, Chris Fisher, voice of the Thunder. He was almost too nice.
Local
I mean,
guy
he's a
too,
good
right?
Yeah,
Bay
I forgot
Area
that he's
guy.
from Santa Rosa or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. But he was almost too nice with the things he said about the Kings.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't been watching. Like hopefully tonight, but I'm worried about this game, Whitey. Number 1 in defense, OKC.
Yeah.
In our offense.
But no Caruso.
All right, okay, that'll help us out. Help us out.
Yeah. When we come back, I'll tell you what really bothers me about the Kings' shaky start. Next, Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy. Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
The holidays can be tough for some, especially if things from your past are still following you around to this day. Now, don't be afraid of your past this upcoming holiday season, as an expungement can help. And that's where the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez comes in, as he's local and has a great track record. Now that expungement can help you get a job, get your life back in order, and you'll also get your constitutional rights back. He's offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Call 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Kyle Draper has changed to his game gear. Hey, I'm not one to comment on this because I don't know anything about fashion, but whatever you were wearing Friday, that was a really good look.
Really?
Like cranberry or whatever?
Yes. Some people have been hating on it, though, Whitey.
I just thought, wow, I thought it was really striking.
Oh, thank you. That's, you know, I was in L.A., new arena and everything. I thought, let me bring that out.
It popped.
You know? Thank you. Exactly. Thank you. Some people, who was it that was hating on me about that outfit?
I said you had that Prince closet joint, huh?
Yeah, they said, what was that outfit I was wearing? Said I look like Prince out there. You know what I mean? At least I didn't wear it in Minnesota like Alan Stiles was.
That's right. So. Well, you know, I don't know anything about fashion, but I thought it looked good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you was dipped, man.
What are your duties tonight? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in pre and post tonight. Mike Bibby and Morgan Reagan.
Getting it done. Mr. Box Score.
Yeah, Mr. Box Score.
Why did you hear him last night? As soon as they came on, I got to see my boy Drapes last night in the post game, and I saw him immediately. Give me that box score. He threw one to Bibby, threw it at him like a frisbee at him, and then he started looking at the box score. I said, look at that's how you know he was frustrated last night. He was asking for the box score.
Yeah, I was asking for the box.
I almost recorded it and sent it to you.
I did too.
You know, we got the box score and we got the B-roll. We don't need that. I was like, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
The first thing you look for.
I trust my eyes. The eye test.
About the eye test here. No, you use it as reference, not to, you know, that's not the basis of your argument. You wake up the next day, let me look at the box score. I was just for context using the box
It's a popular drinking game for the Kings post game, Jay. Every time he refers to or looks at the box score, you got to take a shot.
So do I got to not do a show? No box score?
I love box scores, but you're the one that always
accuracy.
You're always saying, no, you don't. You look at the box scores too much. You're glued to it.
You know what it is, guys, and I'm going to keep it real. It's not even just about the box score. So many people have made careers off of just Googling and looking at NBA.com, reciting numbers.
Sure.
And so
without any context.
Right. Ideally, I want to give you something more than just, the Kings are bad at defense because they're, third and all, like,
I know.
I need to, like my boy Tim Legler, friend of the show. Tim Legler never has to rely on, they're this and the plus minus and all this and the rating, No, he tells you what he sees. And so for the most part, I try to do that, but you need the box score to, all right, Darren had 31, tee up Mike Bibby. So,
Sure.
It's funny though, isn't it?
1140.
Whitey, isn't it funny in the fact of soon as the post game come on, they roll the package, you see all the transition, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Where's the box score? Give me the box score." And then 3 minutes go by, and then he's like, "You know what? I don't need the box score. I trust my eyes." The eye test. I said he must have caught himself.
So yesterday was something special, Jay. Yesterday. So our guy Lee, Lee works with Scott.
Shouts out Lee.
Scott, they hand out the stats. Yeah. Well, he tried to give me the box score, but he dropped it. And so he's bending down, picking up.
I saw, yeah.
Did you see him?
Well, I knew something was going on from the way you were at it.
So I'm like, all right, big fella, give me the box score. So I had to call attention to why is this guy bending down on set? I didn't know if people at home could see it, but yeah, that's all.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Dwayne's been hanging on. Hello, Dwayne. How are you today?
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's going on, man?
What's going on,
this
Dwayne?
was gonna happen, man. I told you exactly what it was. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. There's two things I want to say. The other day, I'm going through just previous segments, right? Just listening to you guys, and I came across one with Olden Polynice.
Yeah.
And I got stuck. And you know why I got stuck? Because he's saying the same things I'm saying. And you know why he sees it? It's because we need an Olden Polynice.
Yeah.
We need a guy like that. That's exactly what we need. Nobody's scared of us, bro. Not even the Eastern Conference teams. They come in with a certain confidence because they know they're going to be able to get buckets. We're just not physical at all. Not contesting the three. Not running people off the line. It's wide open threes, bro. This is the NBA. Those guys are knocking those down. Even regular players, bench players, knocking those down, bro.
But even Mike Brown said that they didn't play with physicality. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Dwayne.
Run somebody off the line. Let me see a hard foul. Olden Polynice is being nice, but he must be sick about this because you know how he got down. He was that Charles Oakley type. He was that bring a lunch pail to work. And you better be scared of me or I'm going to show you why you should be. Now, one change you got to make because you got to do this brick by brick. At this point, and the trade deadline, I'm looking at you, Monty McNair. I'm all over you, man. But right now, what you got to do is you got to take Herter out of the starting lineup. And if Monk is playing, man, you run up on Monk and you say, man, you know what? You ain't no 6-man, dog. You a starter. Lace him up. You're starting. Like that. Let Monk start, bro. Because if you're going to be an offensive team, at least put your best 5 out there. So that's all I got, man. Let's see what happens, man. But I'm rooting for the Kings. Know that.
Okay. All right, Dwayne.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Okay.
So we're back to that.
Well, let me ask you this. Dwayne brought up the point. Let's say, is it time, if Malik's healthy, to put him in the starting lineup? It's never happened here in Sacramento. He's never started a game, but might it be time to get off to better starts maybe than we have the last 2 weeks?
Not to dodge the question. I don't care if he starts, but he should play more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Malik a 30-minute a night guy?
He should be on this team.
Okay.
I mean, what Dwayne said is almost exactly what Jerry Reynolds told us. He's like, I think he said he's one of your 5 best players, so you should play him more.
Yeah.
So I understand that. As far as the starting, I don't care.
Really? That was all off season. Our whole
it's the minutes and when you play. He's going to be on the floor at the end of the game. Usually, he hasn't always been this year.
Yeah.
But I think Herter's on the team. He's got to play at some point.
Yeah.
So I think that's overplayed. I really do.
Malik, 25 minutes per night.
Yeah, he should be playing more than that.
Played 26 last season. Probably should be playing 28 or 29.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. Now, let's talk to Tin real quick. Are you ready for that?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Tin was good last time.
Tin is on fire. Hello, Tin. How are you? Yes.
You guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me okay? Perfect. I just came home from the G1C, man. The fans are out there, okay? And how are you guys doing? I hope, Draper, you have a great pre and post game. Enjoyed watching it on NBC YouTube. Yeah, check that out, everyone. And Whitey Gleason, Jay Johnson, y'all just keep it up. 40 years of roar.
Tin's fired up, baby. He's ready.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. We need that energy. Tin's ready.
Thank you, Tin. Here's one thing that bothers me about the way, about the way things are going for the Kings. A lot of people before we saw what was going to happen, a lot of people around the country said, well, DeRozan's not a good fit. I think he's been a good fit, but the Kings aren't playing well.
Right.
My point is, if the Kings don't figure this out or they don't have a great year, a lot of those people are going to go, yeah, well, see, I told you so. He wasn't a good fit. And I don't think that's really the problem.
Yeah.
But a lot of those people, the know-it-alls, are going to play that card like, yep, see, told you so.
Let me ask you, though, because I'm thought the same thing. I'm like, I don't want those people to be like, I told you so.
Yeah.
But let's look at the numbers. Taking fewer threes, slower pace. The numbers suggest, and maybe they have nothing to do with DeMar, but those people who thought it was a bad fit, the Hollingers or whoever it may be, will point to those numbers and say, like, what do you think about that? Then why aren't our numbers the way they are? And is DeMar a reason for that, or is it just happenstance? Like, what do you think?
If you could prove, not you, but in general, if someone could prove that DeMar DeRozan's presence is in some way bringing down the 3-point percentages of other players, then I think then I would say, oh, yeah, I don't think that's the case, and I don't know how you could prove that.
Yeah.
They're missing shots that they used to make, whether he's here or not.
Right.
You know, and I think there were clues last year. They were a terrible free throw shooting team last year. They were 16th in 3-point percentage. I think there were signs last year that maybe there aren't as many great shooters on this team as the Kings believe there are.
Well, that's what you got to decide too, Whitey. Are you more like 2 years ago, or was last year the norm for you? And I think that's where, you know, when you talk about the expectation shooting wise, we're saying, well, Keegan made all these threes. Kevin Huerter shot this percentage. You know, Malik did this. But then we look at last year, and those numbers came down.
Yeah.
Will the real version of those players please stand up, or are they somewhere in the middle? What we do know is,
hi, G-Man,
they aren't this bad, though, Whitey, from shooting three.
Right.
Like, even if Keegan's at what, 31% now, I think it is, after last game. I got the numbers right here. He's a better 3-point shooter than that. Still at 29.9. He's better than that. Give me 34. I'll take 34 right now.
Right.
And so I believe that's the hope. It's like, if we're getting the good shots, even if we aren't 2 years ago, we should be better than what we are right now.
What was he 2 years ago? Was he 38 2 years ago?
Or it was 40.
40, and Huerter was about
40 also.
See, to me, the numbers are suggesting that was a little high. They're not quite that good. They're not bad 3-point
But are they
shooters.
38%, 37% maybe?
I think things are built on the assumption that they're close to what they were 2 years ago. And there's plenty of room for them to improve, but I don't know that they're going to get back to those numbers.
Right. That's the thing. And that's,
but is that because DeMar's here? I don't see that connection at all.
No, I don't think, I don't see that either. And so, and the fact that you look at a guy like Doug McDermott, like, he's historically close to a 40% shooter, comes here and his numbers go way down. You know, it's baffling to me.
Yes, baffling. It certainly is. A win tonight go a long ways towards soothing some of that anxiety. How close are the Kings to who they expect to be? We're back with that as we approach tip-off here from the Golden One on Sacktown Sports.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation.
Call 800-838-8614. 800-838-8614. That's 800-838-8614.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
This holiday season, spread cheer by donating to a child in need and enjoy $20 off your next Toyota service. Now through December 10th, bring an unwrapped toy to a participating Toyota service center and support the California Highway Patrol's Toy Drive. Chips for kids. Give joy, get joy, and celebrate the season of giving exclusively at participating Toyota service centers. Toyota, let's go places. Toyota and Scion owners only. Toy value must be at least $10. Some restrictions apply. See a participating dealer for details.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89. Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
If it's the holidays, then it's bonus card season at Twin Peaks. Stuff your friends and family stockings with the ultimate gift card and get a little something in return for yourself. Bonus cards are available to redeem January 1st through 31st, 2025.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Fans already filing into the Golden One, getting ready for the Kings and the OKC Thunder. Just saw the Drapers.
File in. They up in here, getting ready. Son got his gold basketball.
I saw that.
So he's trying to get. We went to the All-Star game 2 years ago when it was in Salt Lake. So he's trying to get everybody who was an All-Star then to sign that ball. Mm-hmm. So tonight is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's
nice.
What he's trying to do. Yeah.
I saw your daughter has a jersey, but I wasn't able to see whose jersey.
Keegan Murray.
Okay.
Yes, got our boy Keegan.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Gotcha.
Exactly.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Did you say it's Zach that we have standing by, Jay? Zach joining us on Sacktown Sports. How are you, Zach?
Hey, I'm good, fellas. How are you?
Good. What's up,
good.
Zach?
What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, man, just another stressful day as a Kings fan. Hopefully we get a win. But I think that a lot of people are calling for Mike Brown on his lineups and suggesting this, that, and the other. And one thing is that none of us are the coaches or GMs, but Mike Brown's got a tough job. He's got to make lemons with what he's got. And Monty didn't exactly do anything to up his defensive capabilities on his bench or the roster all across the board, right? So we keep calling for better defense and more physicality, but you look down the bench and who's really going to give that to you? So I think that Monty's in the hot seat this trade deadline, if not sooner, because how long are you going to let the team slip before you got to do something drastic, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. It's a good point. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but I never followed up on it, Drapes. Would you be, we're talking theoreticals now, the trade deadline's still a long ways off. Would you risk mortgaging your future if you had a chance to maybe turn this season around? Right now, the Kings have 2026, they have a first and second rounder, 2027 first and second round draft picks. Let's see, 2028, they have a first rounder, 2029 first and second, 2030 a first rounder, 2031 a second rounder. They have an unused MLE, which you could also trade. Would you be willing to trade, if it came to it, multiple draft picks to bring in somebody who you thought, boom, could help you right now?
Yes.
Multiple first rounders. You would do that.
Because, ideally, I mean, and it depends on the player.
Of course.
What their age is, is it just a
How about for that man right there?
High flyer?
Flyer.
We need Debo out there. We need high flyer out there. I would do it depending on the player, Whitey. Is it a 1-year rental?
Yeah.
Or is it somebody 38 years old? Then I don't know.
What kind
of
player
that.
would you be looking for?
To me, I would be looking for somebody like, let me think.
Maybe if not the name, just a type. Somebody who can.
Everybody's going to say Giannis or something. Of course,
You're looking for a shooter. You're looking for size. You're looking for.
If I'm trading multiple first round picks, it's for an all-star. It's for an all-star, not a third option, not a fourth option. It's, for instance, a guy like Bradley Beal in Phoenix, I wouldn't do that for him.
Too old.
Yeah.
Past it.
Devin Booker? Yes. So it depends on the guy, I think.
Gotcha. Can you pop him on there?
I have to? Do I have to?
High flyer. Yeah. How are you?
Gentlemen, what's going on, man?
Well, let me just ask this question.
Yes.
And I know it's hard because we're not talking about specifically names, but if you had a chance to trade multiple first rounders to bring in someone who this year you felt strongly like, wow, that guy will help us.
You said multiple first rounders?
Yeah, because that's what it takes, right, to bring in a good player these days.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it's going to take. And, when you start talking about trading players and, going out trying to get free agents, whatever, free agents are easier. But when you start talking about trading players, that contract comes into play.
Yeah.
That contract comes into play because sometimes you can't match that dollar.
Right.
You cannot match the dollar with what you're willing to get rid of.
Yeah. Like, for an example, no one would want Ben Simmons right now, but if you did, you'd have to match $40 million, which would be almost impossible, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you look out there, you're like, oh, yeah, we would love to have this player. We would love to have that player. Well, you better look at what he's making.
How about Jared Allen? If Cleveland said, we'll give you Jared Allen.
Yeah, for multiple ones?
Multiple first rounders.
I think I'm hanging on to my ones. I think they're going to need them. So
for what?
Down
the
draft?
draft?
I think you're going to need them.
Damn.
Yeah. So I've kind of
Jimmy
flip-flopped
Butler.
on that.
You know another thing?
I'm hanging on to my ones.
You know another thing you got to think about, fellas? How long is our window?
Right.
How long is our window?
With these guys, it should be 5.
You say
5 years.
You say 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the thing about it, you got 5 years, including this year, right?
Okay, I'll give you
including
that. I'll give it to you.
This year and 4 more years.
I'll give that to you, yeah.
So now you got to think about, okay, how can I maximize what I have going?
Right.
Because we got De'Aaron hooked up basically, and De'Aaron hooked up for 4 more years. So,
well, see, that's the other thing. You might have to make a move like that to convince him to stay around. But I know we don't like to talk about that.
that's
also part of this.
That's way down the road because we're just now in the experimental phase of having a legitimate big three. So the way I see what's going on with us right now, fellas, let me tell you something. Confidence is something that is very fragile in the NBA, and it can make or break a ball club. And we don't have confidence. We got some guys right now that they got confidence, but their confidence is shaking.
You know who had a lot of confidence last night? Everybody wearing a Brooklyn Nets uniform.
Dang.
Am I right?
You know why they got confidence?
Because they know they can score.
No, because everybody in a purple uniform let them get confidence. I'm telling you, confidence is a big thing. It's very fragile. If you let somebody come out, and you know, KD, you still play ball. You know, you still out there competitive.
Yeah.
If you let your man come out and he see 2 3-pointers or 3 3-pointers go down in a row,
it's a wrap.
It might be hard to stop him.
Yeah.
Because now I feel good about my shot. It's going in. It's wet. You know, we saw what Keon did when he came in and he saw those first 3 go down. That fourth one, he put a little boogie in it and behind the back and let it go. And he knocked it down.
So if it's that fragile, then there's a chance. I think this is what Mike Brown's banking on, that Keegan, Herter, one game, maybe tonight, they will find it.
We'll find it.
Right. Yeah.
We'll find it. And, you know, I tell you what happened too, because it can be infectious. If Malik Monk comes back and be Malik, that who he always been off the bench, a lot of guys are going to get a lot more comfortable.
Right.
Because, see, Malik got it in him. Some guys, you got to pull it out of them. Malik has it in
Some guys, you got to show them that it's in there, right?
Yes.
Like, you don't know it, but it's, yeah.
And you know, I've always been guilty of saying, I'd much rather have a guy that I got to tone down than to have a guy I got to rev up.
Yeah, you're right. So this is our first time talking to you since yesterday, or really the weekend, Friday and Sunday.
Right?
How you feeling? I mean, I know you're frustrated. I know you're angry. Is there hope still? Like, are you still hopeful?
You know what? I'm honestly disappointed. I'm honestly disappointed. You know, because early on, I felt good. Even though we wasn't shooting the basketball particularly well, fellas, I still felt good about this basketball team because I was like, we're shooting the ball like dirt, but we're still winning. We're manifesting wins. And I like that because I'm like, if you can figure out how to win and you're not particularly shooting the basketball well, what's going to happen when the light come on and you start shooting the basketball the way we know you can? Right. Now you go on that run. But now we got the situation to where we struggling. We can't beat mediocre teams.
Yeah. The Kings are a mediocre team right now. Right now. They are not good.
Stop the slander here, Whitey. This guy,
That's
man.
a
I don't like
fact.
that word, man.
It's a fact. But are they a bad team? No. Are they a good team?
Whitey,
No, not right now.
Hey, I will say this. You know, because we live and die with our offense, right? That's our number one superpower.
That's what they're supposed to be. Yeah.
That's our number one superpower is our offense. But the thing about it is that sometimes it's not going to be there. And right now, pretty much the whole season, it hasn't been there. So instead of trying to be this team that does one thing great, how about turning into a team that does everything good?
I'm trying to process that though, big fella. What do you mean by that though?
Okay, you don't shoot a Herculean.
I thought that's what we were last year.
Percentage from the free throw line, but you shoot good.
By the way,
all right.
Keegan is on fire tonight. By the way,
all right.
So far,
here's the deal: you're not shooting the basketball particularly well from from 3, but you shoot it very well from 2, so it evens out. You're shooting the ball good. You know, you're rebounding good. You're not shutting nobody down, but you're playing good team defense. You're playing defense good. Those are things that will keep you in a ball game to where you can win. Most nights, if we come out and we don't shoot that ball well from 3, it's going to be a bad night.
Yeah.
You know it already from the jump. We only shooting 20-something% from 3. It's going to be a bad night.
Is there anything you guys think they can do to tweak the offense? Is it a matter of pushing pace more? Is it a matter of, like you say, focus more on taking 2s and don't focus so much on taking 3s? Is it getting the ball and not letting Domas bring the ball up the floor anymore because he's turning the ball over too much? What options are there?
I have always said, now see, people going to think when I say this, I'm punishing Sabonis. I'm not punishing Sabonis. I've always said this from the beginning. I told it to KD and I told it to you.
Yep.
I'd much rather see De'Aaron Fox get that ball and blow up court and Sabonis blow up court with him, because that gives us a 1-2 punch. And if there's another guy that's running, that's a third option. You have two outside shooters and a guy that can get it done on the inside. When Sabonis gets the rebound, 9 times out of 10, he beats 2 of the guards down, right? He stops at the free throw line, and we have one option, the flare to the corner. One option on a fast break. That's not going to get you too far.
So whose fault is that? Is it Domas needs to give it up, or guys got to sprint faster?
Guys got to sprint faster. Yeah. Come on now. Well, we've talked about the pace needs to be faster.
But he does need to be looking for the outlet, right?
You have to get you know what? Basketball 1-on-1. The ball moves faster than the dribble.
Yes, the pass, yes.
You get that ball out and you throw that sucker ahead and you haul butt down court. I don't care what you say, you're not going to beat that ball down the floor. So who's ever in front, that's who has that ball. That's who has it. I mean, it's basketball 1-on-1. It's not that hard. But if they feel comfortable with doing that, I've seen too many times where Sabonis has the ball, he stopped at the free throw line, is one guy over there at the SK, and it's nothing over there at the other side.
And then everything just.
So now you're limited.
Yeah.
So now I mean, you know what? I'm sorry. I will take 3 options over 2 any day.
Let me ask you, Highflyer, because I get the frustration, I get the anger.
I'm not even mad, man. I'm just like,
you're like disappointed. Yeah,
I'm disappointed.
But so much basketball left. I look at Minnesota struggle. I look at Dallas. I look at Phoenix. They're struggling a little bit. Like, we're closer to the 3 seed than we are the 15 seed.
I'm with you on that. But I look at things one way, Katie. I'm sorry. Me and you, we argue about this all the time when it gets to be, that time where we start counting how many, how many nuts we have stored up for the winner. I'm one of those guys.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys where I get my work done early because I know the storm is coming. And see, right now we didn't play 17 games?
17.
Yeah. We didn't play 17 games, and we can honestly, if you want to be real with yourself, we can count 4 games right now just out of the 17 to where we're like, those are going to hurt in the end. Those are
a little early to have 4 of those games.
It's a little early to say, well, you got 4 to say, ooh, those are going to hurt at the end. Like you say, they might get it together, KD.
Right.
Might get it together, and we hope they do. And go on that run and everything. But I'm telling you, right now, we're still saying we got 4 that we got to make up for.
Henry, here's the way I look at it. We were talking about this earlier. To me, it's got to be one of 2 things. Either when you look at the bench that's underperforming, either the front office ownership has to go to Mike and say, we got these players, they're good players, you have to play them. Or if Mike is right because they're not producing, you have to go out and get other players. It has to be one of those 2 things, doesn't it?
Yes. I honestly think we got good players on our bench. I honestly do. I think Keon is a great addition to our bench play.
Drape said, not to put words in your mouth, Drape, but Drape says, no, there's a third option, which is you stick with these guys and hope they play better.
You can't. Like I said, I think Keon's a great guy off the bench. I think that Trey Lyles is still a good guy off the bench. You know what? Even with Alex Lynn, he's a usable guy off the bench. The thing about it is that now, let me ask you guys this. This is a legitimate question.
Okay.
Can your big 3 be so dominant that everybody else now just watches the big 3? Because they think the big 3 will get it done?
You mean that's what's happening now?
Yes. Do you guys think that that's a problem? Our big 3 are so dominant because, like right now, we have totally lost Keegan.
Yeah.
We have totally lost Kevin.
He had a nice game last night. I mean, he didn't shoot the 3.
Nice second half.
You know what? Keegan better get to the rim and play big boy ball.
He tried second half.
And play big boy ball because he's capable. We've lost Herder. Monk, Monk is going to be Monk. I'm fine with him.
Yep.
But the other guys that you need to believe in their games, think about it. McBuckets, he lets everything go, but right now he's playing safe. We talked about Keon. He's playing safe. You know what? Don't shoot that. Let me give it to Fox. Oh, wait a minute. That go to Rosen. Oh, throw it in the Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, what about me? Well, some nights you have to be like, I'm open. I let it go instead of being, safe and moving it to one of my superstars. I've been in a situation like that to where, you'll have a wide open shot, but your number one guy is coming off that screen over there. And if you don't knock down that shot and that number one guy is coming off a screen, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. But that shouldn't be a problem because we know Domas shares the ball. DeRozan's a better passer than he gets credit for. And De'Aaron sometimes is ball dominant, but you see why. So I don't think it should be a matter of the others, whoever they are, being like, well, I'm going to watch them.
I mean, I honestly don't see
share
why.
the ball.
I honestly don't see why, because from what I know and what I see and what I hear the man preach, everybody has the green light on this game to shoot.
Right.
Mike Brown has never said, I mean, I've watched him. I've never seen him come down and say, why did you shoot that shot? You wasn't open. If you open, man, you get the shoot. I mean, he's even telling Alex Lynn to shoot the ball from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get no more in the green light than that.
But if you don't shoot it, you will hear from him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. We got OKC tonight, High Five.
We got a problem tonight. I'm not saying it can't be done.
No Caruso.
But OKC is a good squad, dog. They have figured it out. They play together. They know their strengths. They don't beat themselves. So, I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I'm saying you got to play good basketball, very good basketball to beat them.
That's the thing, though, because you said it. They play together. Our issue, to me, isn't necessarily talent. We just don't look like we're playing together right now, High Flyer. We look like five guys at Folsom Lifetime.
No, I'll go back to it. You're right. You're 100% right. We don't look like we're playing together because it's five guys out on the floor and two guys are watching three guys play. Now you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Two guys are watching three guys play.
Yeah, but
That's
Herter
tough, man. That's tough.
I'm just thinking about it though, because I mean, Herter and Keegan, they're getting 3-point shots. They're just not going in.
Confidence, baby. I mean, confidence is a very crucial thing.
I don't see anybody getting frozen out.
No.
Yeah,
no, not
nothing
frozen
like
out.
that.
Not, and especially when it gets tight.
Right.
When it gets tight. I mean, for me, I'm still going back to that 60-point night by De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if one guy would step up and knock down a shot, we would have won that game.
I'm going to push back on you. And you're right with what you're saying. But I wonder, and I said this earlier, losing DeMar, losing Domas, De'Aaron Fox put up some crazy numbers.
Right.
But it wasn't Kings basketball. That wasn't our style.
What's our style?
Moving the ball, sharing, five guys touching it, not one-on-one. We're playing a lot of one-on-one ball right now, High Flyer. And so I feel like it's going to take a course adjustment to get back to moving the ball, sharing the ball. Even last night, I felt like De'Aaron was doing a lot of one-on-one. DeMar doing a lot of one-on-one.
Yeah, because you know why? Half the time we playing in a half-court set, KD. I want to see these guys get loose and just go. The Kings are at their best, man. I'm sorry. When they're playing helter-skelter, when they're going up and down, if they can get some stops and push that basketball, we're one of the best teams in the league in transition.
Yeah. Then you got to get it out and go and
you have
outlet pass.
Get
the ball and throw it to a guard and run.
Fellas, even when the ball goes through the net, whoever is close, get that ball out. Don't wait on the big man to get it. Whoever's by that ball, you get that ball
2
out.
years ago, they did that. They actually
that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Whoever was close to the rim that got that ball, you got it out, you threw it in, and you pushed it up court.
Just got word, Malik Monk available. He is playing.
Available.
Tonight. Malik Monk is back.
Hey,
how big is that?
Huge. Because you know what? I said it earlier. A lot of times, you could have one guy come in and give you some firepower off the bench, and it's infectious. Everybody like, oh, okay, Malik going, I'm ready to go too. Things like that is infectious. Just like when DeMar came and changed our free throw line game. He knocked it down free throws. I want to knock them down too. Now all of a sudden, we're shooting 80% as a team.
Yeah.
It gets infectious. I'm hoping that one man, Malik Monk, can change what we got going. I really am hoping that.
High Flyer, where are you on Colby Jones? He's one of our favorites. He played so well against the Clippers, and then last night he got 17 minutes, and he just didn't have an impact. Does Mike need to? That's okay. Put him back out there tonight. I think he can help you. He's got to play better, but you got to give another shot, right?
Here's the deal.
Right.
You know,
High Flyer.
I'm
Coach.
Yeah, I'm explaining it to you. Here's the deal. You guys are right. These guys need to play, but the problem is that Mike is trying to find some consistency out of guys. And if you're not consistent in what you do, he's moving on to the next person. I mean, we know this is a win-win league. You have to win, bro. And right now, we lost 4 in a row. We lost 4 in a row.
3 in a row. Don't shortchange us.
Yeah, he's counting tonight.
4 out of 5.
I think he's already counting tonight.
No. I'm so discombobulated about that 60-point loss. It hurts me.
All right, man.
You know, but the thing about it is that, you know, he's riding his starter. He's riding his starters because he wants to win, and I understand that.
Watch Kyle Draper tonight, pre and post.
Yes.
Halftime. Stick around for the High Flyer. I think you're with J. Ross tonight, right?
Yeah.
I just saw him.
Oh, no stat tonight?
I always have one guy that's out jet setting. I don't know what it is. I need to make more money, y'all.
Game night is coming up next here on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim?